In Sitting Pretty, Sitting Pretty, Sitting Pretty, Sitting Pretty.
Why can't keeping it real be classy?
Okay.
Why can't keeping it real be let me hold my peace and let me move on? Why can't keeping it real be, you know what? They may have done that, but I'm going to respect them and move forward. Why can't that be keeping it real?
Right.
Hey everybody, my name is Tracy, owner and founder of Trace Your Life Coaching. If you yearn to live powerfully, purposely, and prosperously, I can help you. I've been transformed and aligned with my purpose and will be honored to help you align with yours. I help those who yearn to love their life, free from fear and the restrictions of others. I coach privately or in group sessions, in person or remotely. You can find me on Facebook at Trace Zen, my website traceyourlife.com, or give me a call at 480-788-8735 to book your session.
Welcome to episode 45 of Sitting Pretty and Keeping It
Real.
Real.
She always wants us to go a little
Real,
heavier
real.
than that.
real old.
Real
Really.
old what?
Real. Real old.
Old what?
Besides two people at the table, of course.
Girl,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
done
she
with her.
What's she talking about y'all?
So I'm out of the. I'm
She
out
always,
now.
that's
She
the
being
running
nice
joke.
'cause you
No,
a
she's
guest.
saying you're a guest.
I'm
so
in
you
her
are.
guest, so
Yeah.
you're good. I'm
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, I'm
I don't know
like,
what old gang you in. It ain't over here.
We ain't got no
You
old
gonna do
lady
me like
games
that
yet.
tomorrow? I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. All right. So today we are back and we are better. Last week we took a little break.
No, you took a break.
You took a break. We was ready.
Y'all could have still hooked everything up and got
Yeah.
it going.
No, yeah, right.
We wouldn't have known when to start and
Yeah.
stop.
No, we needed that break. You would have came back to a mess of a podcast.
Start hot topics, and it would have been
no,
old
it
topics.
nothing would have recorded.
Okay,
Yeah.
we would have set up here for no reason.
We had it all set up
You
for
remember
nothing.
back in the day when the TV used to go off at night?
But I would have set an 8-track up. We would have figured it out.
Okay, over. Good night.
Now she's showing.
Right.
No,
Now you
right.
know what an 8-track is.
Because uncles had 8 tracks.
Anyways, today we have a special guest with us, Miss Nikkia Wahl, a woman of many trades. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Nikkia Robinson Wahl, born and raised here in Phoenix, Arizona. So my roots are deep in the city.
You got a nice
In the
radio
desert.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
y'all
let's do some
sexy.
late night.
Deep
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've been told that over the phone. You know,
Yeah.
I got a nice voice
You do.
over the phone.
In person, too.
Oh well, thank you.
Oh man. All right. Well, thank you for coming and sitting with us today.
Oh yeah,
We
my
can't wait
pleasure.
to get started.
Yes, let's do that.
Yes. So everyone else, go ahead and tell them who you are.
This is Kimmy Wahl Pretty Tap.
Spicy tea in the building.
Always follow up behind the hyper people.
Anything is possible.
She got a henny teeny.
Sassy babe.
It's T to the E.
And it's your girl, Navarra Nikki.
Why do you want us to do that after your name, but not after ours?
Because mine
It's
is
the
last.
ending?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like if you were to go last.
So you can say T to the E.
It would.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But it sounds
really
better with me.
Oh, okay, whatever.
All right.
We'll let you have it.
What is on the menu for tonight, Miss Sassy B?
I always put it in.
Because you find you back.
You back?
Go
So-
get that menu together.
I know. So,
Together.
what do we have? Chili dogs with all of the toppings. We have a pasta salad with shrimp.
Sprinkled. They sprinkled in there.
Sprinkled scripts.
Get out.
A little sprinkle.
For dessert, we have an array of danishes.
With some fruit in it.
Yes. Like they're just.
I made them. I can't remember what I
She
feel
always
with.
lying.
You know what?
You know how to make a Danish?
I made those. Weren't those tasty?
They were delicious,
Yes,
actually.
She's
Thank you.
lying.
So why are you
If you go-
eating
if you
I know she's lying.
Yeah.
I can tell. I'm the lie detector. I can sense it. I get spidey senses when people lie.
If you go back on, I was listening to one of our episodes today, and she lied and said she made a drink. I'm like,
Oh,
I
she
did.
made cookies?
yeah.
I make a lot of stuff.
Then she admitted later on that she made it at the store, picking
Yeah.
them up.
They just hating on me. They just hating on
It's a lot of work going to the store to pick
me. It
stuff.
sure is.
That don't mean you
And
made
it's
it,
hot
though.
out.
I encourage
I
her.
made it. You
You go on and fool
Yes,
with her.
Lord.
I made it.
She made it.
Why did
We
they-
made it.
They shouldn't have said
They
that.
shouldn't have said by one another. No, not tonight. We
I'm about
can't
to
do
call
this.
you Tangy T.
See, she gonna change your name.
But why
Jimmy and Tangy T went to the store.
I'm so done.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
You
I'm
sure? You
No,
do
she
cooking
not.
too?
No, she
I
done.
never stop cooking.
She done.
Hey, Grease.
Oh,
All right.
God.
So, oh wait,
But
are
I
you
didn't
done?
even get to the drink.
Drink,
She
yeah.
was over there
Oh,
shouting
Oh,
about
she
the
over there
dessert.
lying.
Oh, I made that too.
I like it.
I like your one.
So the drink on the menu today was supposed to be a ditty. Then I went to the liquor store and
Do
Ciroc
ditty?
cost too much, so we having a dinny.
A do Denny.
Well, whatever it is, it's delicious. Thank you.
Oh my God, I'm weak.
So what's in the drink?
Faux Ciroc.
Faux Ciroc.
Faux coconut Ciroc.
I do like coconut Ciroc.
It's
It's
coconut
like one of my
vodka, though.
favorites.
And I'm sure Kimmy made the homemade lemonade that came out the bottle.
I did.
Nice. Did you squeeze the lemons as well? Wow.
And got the green bottle
She's a
and the
hard
label
worker.
and sealed the cup.
She got a sealer and all.
Yeah.
She did
I
that.
do have a sealer. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I believe that part.
Don't make me go in the room.
I'm not going there with you.
Tonight. All right, so let's move on to the hot topics for tonight. We got a lot of them. I don't know if we're going to get through all of them today. But since all of us at this table are, I guess you can kind of say, Arizona natives in a sense, like we've been here for the majority of our lives if you weren't born here. What's one of the best, no. What food and or beverage do you feel that Arizona is known for? Or that maybe you even like best? Nikkia?
Nachos.
She said that fast.
Nachos, like when I think of Arizona, I think of Mexican food because we just so damn close to Mexico anyway. Really good street tacos. I like a good taco. Okay, soft or crunchy, don't matter. But I love nachos, and like I like to travel to what I think are the best nacho spots and just try to compare which I think who puts together the best nachos. So in my personal opinion, Juan's. If you've ever been to Juan's, it's an authentic restaurant. It's a family. It's right off of like 16th Street and Thomas.
Shout out to Juan's.
Oh my God, I've been going there for about 15 years. I've been going to Juan's, and I've tried, Macayos and enchiladas and a couple other, even Taco Bell. Taco Bell needs to sit down, but I've had the Juan's, and it was so good. Like I'll travel from anywhere to go get it. Yes,
And it's always the same every time.
yes, always delicious.
16th Street and what?
It's like 16th Street, Thomas. Yeah, it's like right
By
after
that
the
AM
intersection.
okay.
It's like right after the intersection. It's tucked away,
Okay.
and it's it's family owned. Like you walk
Is
in
it a
there.
white building?
It's a
little tucked building. It's about half a block from that AM PM.
yeah.
Try
Yeah,
that.
so
It's
yeah,
actually
I just
on
think
16th
Mexican
Street.
food.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, it's not. It's on
Thomas.
On top. So
yeah, it's literally on Thomas. But anyway, yeah, Juan's authentic Mexican food. It's a family. I used to go there when I was pregnant all the time. Yeah, that's the best for me.
Well, I don't want to follow with Mexican food. I'm gonna do Indian fried bread. I think we're known for that. And the best place in Phoenix. Now I don't know the location like Nikkia know about one.
My grandma kitchen.
No, it's on. Fried bread houses.
It is off of
moved.
7th Avenue.
They moved.
Camelback. It is on the left-hand side of the street if you are headed
Yeah.
Be
south.
on 10th Street in Indian School.
No,
and
the
then they
original
moved.
one was on Indian School in 7th Avenue. That building was too small, so then they went to the old Ponchos.
They're on 16th right now. Or
No, they went to the old
7th.
Ponchos on Indian School. Then
Yeah.
that building was too big.
Yeah.
Then they went to just south of Camelback on
Yes.
7th Avenue.
Okay.
Wait, is that the same people that do like the state fair and they have like the little
Girl,
truck?
they better.
Fair food
No,
ain't
their food is
You
like
gotta try
actual.
it.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
it's
need
called
to
the
go
fried-
there
It's
then.
called the
The
fried
fried
bread
I will
house.
drive from there.
So you gotta try
from
it.
here to there
You
just to
gotta try
get
it.
there.
Yes,
Menudo.
about it.
Yeah.
So I can taste that menudo?
Mm-hmm.
So they do Indian and Mexican food?
Well, it's
like a native style.
It's
Yeah,
a native
native.
style. It's totally
different.
different from the Mexican
Really?
style.
It's really good?
It is the bomb. It has flavor. It's
Why you never invited me there?
My
sorry.
their
It's
red
good. I've
fried
only
breads
been there
are my
once,
favorite.
I've never been there.
Really?
If you don't make it at home,
It's
then
no
that's
fried
where you
bread
go.
house?
It's
It's
called
no
the
fried
fried
bread house.
You can
bread
just
house.
Google the fried bread house.
I'm going there.
So I just went with Indian because I
No,
know.
and go get a red chili.
A red chili taco.
Yeah,
They
They
theirs
call
is
it
the best.
taco.
Yeah, they
But
do actually.
yeah.
It's like shredded beef kind of meat.
Yes,
See,
yes.
yeah, that's like the
She
nacho
getting excited.
situation.
And yeah.
It's similar. It's just instead of chips, it's the
You got
fried
the
bread.
pizza, yeah. So if you don't make it at home, then you go there. So that's mine is the Indian fried bread. I had to twist it up because we all gonna say Mexican food. What?
Probably.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go specific
Okay.
to Ritos. You gotta have a Ritos burrito.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I've never had that.
And
That's
they
good,
opened
too.
up a new one. I'm so excited.
Dang, you got real excited.
You know, I
No,
love food.
their food is good.
Yeah, so they have the original one that you can't sit inside. You just stand in a line. Don't go on a Friday because you're going to be out there for 30 minutes.
Oh,
then you're
wow.
going to sit outside.
And
battle
sometimes
in
it's
the
better to
bees.
call your order too.
No, they don't accept call-in orders unless you have an order for a whole office.
Yeah, that.
So,
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
yeah, they won't take. But they're opening up a restaurant style right off of 7th Street, south of Bethany.
Have they started the building? Did they break ground
Oh
yet?
yeah, they did. Because when I went to Lomax a couple of weeks ago, I was like, "That's what Ritos is." They had the sign up.
So you got it on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
Spicy tea.
So what you got? What you got, Spicy Tea?
Well, you know, I'm gonna have to go back to Mexican food.
So I knew that's what it's gonna be for all of us.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna go back to Mexican food because I lived in the South for like 11 years, and I didn't really appreciate the Mexican food until I went there.
Exactly.
Because it's totally different, and they don't even make it the same. It used to just piss me off. So
Yes.
it just make you mad. You ask for a chimichanga,
Oh.
they come bring out this fried tortilla with ground beef in it with cheese on top of it.
Yeah.
Not even
Disrespectful.
Very disrespectful. So
Shame on them.
Then you like, let me go in the kitchen and show you what a chimichanga
it's
is.
supposed to
yeah.
be.
So I can really appreciate the Mexican food here, but yes.
Where's your
Mexican
favorite
food.
chimichanga? What's your?
My favorite is Panchos.
Pancho is good.
But there's no one on
Central.
Yeah,
One on
Central.
Central.
You gotta be careful.
I love Mexican food.
But
I've
I'ma
been to
tell
all
you,
of them.
you haven't been to
Macayo's has the best chimichanga.
Makai,
In my
you're right.
opinion.
You're right.
Oh, the mini ones, I forgot.
They got the mini ones with the chicken girl.
They got some in the
You're
refrigerator.
Wait,
For
I
real?
ate them already.
Well, I'm gonna need about 2 or 3 of them.
Them chicken ones ain't no joke with that sour.
Right.
Girl, them little
Have you
chicken
had
ones
a
is good.
Ritos chimichanga?
I have not.
Oh, then you
I
haven't
have
had
not.
it.
So you think Rito's chimichanga is better than Macayo's?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yes.
damn, okay. Well,
Cause
then-
I like
so
the, what they
Kimmy,
call it,
what's
the
yours?
cocoa. It's always Mexican food for me. I love
Okay, Mexican food
But
again.
what was those chimichangas called? Cocoa? They're little mini ones. The
The
little
mini-
chicken
just
ones.
the
And then they got the sour cream.
Why is she over there reminiscing eyes?
Yeah, you close your eyes, you know it's
And
good.
we, we have a margarita too. It was nice the other day.
I thought y'all went to Garcia's the other
We
day.
did. Oh.
Garcia's, one of them places.
We
it
did
was,
go to the
good.
original.
it was Garcia's. Let me correct myself.
The one on Thomas is the original one, right?
in Canton.
Okay.
35th Avenue.
35th.
Is that the one you went to?
No, we went to the one on the east side of town. And
Chandler.
let me correct myself, but that one had the nice little sour cream stuff to put on it. Mixed with, I don't know what the heck they put in their jalapenos.
Her little fingers is.
Well, Brenda got happy. Can I get happy?
No, you can get happy.
No, but you were over there on the whole other half.
You was off.
I want some of everything
So,
we just
Nikki,
talked
what
about.
is
now.
yours?
Yeah, what's yours?
I have beef with a lot of people. Hopefully, there's no one in this room who loves the Federicos, who loves the Filibertos.
No.
I don't got no time for that. I love
I
Taco
think-
Feliz.
Taco Feliz.
Have y'all been there? It's like a little drive.
She made me go there. It's okay.
No.
The fries.
Them
Didn't
carne
you
asada
the
fries.
I haven't tried those.
Oh my
Those are bomb. It's like, to me, like, if you want like a fast food type of Mexican restaurant, that's the best that I've ever tasted.
Got
a hole in the
going
wall.
to, yeah, it's a hole in the wall. They
But
have
those
like
are the
two
best
locations.
places to eat.
To go, yeah.
Exactly. So carne asada fries from Taco Feliz would have to be my favorite.
So hands down, it's Mexican food.
Yeah.
I chose Indian fried bread, but Mexican food.
Yeah, no,
I love
Mexican food
Mexican.
does it for me.
I love it too. And I'm with you. If I go to the South and eat some crummy Mexican food. I'm gonna be ready to go
But
back.
you can't even
Come back
buy
home.
so when I go to North Carolina, I
In
can't
the
make
store.
tacos.
In the store,
Because
exactly.
they have
Yeah.
like the worst taco shells, like the corn, just the ones, we fry our own tacos. And they don't. You gotta
You
go
gotta go to
get
certain stores to get them. They have them, but you gotta find
We
the
found
store.
them in the bottom of the shelf, and those suckers got
And
all.
they old.
They don't fry up crispy. They're not Arizona brand.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went to South Carolina. I lived out there for 3 years. And when I tried a couple of Mexican food places while I was there, and I was like, this is just stupid.
Garbage.
I was like, this is the stupidest food I ever had in my life. I'm not eating it again. So I just decided to wait until ever I came back home to visit.
Or just go to a Taco Bell because they won't go wrong. Only
Girl,
because you know you're going to get the taste you want.
in the South, I went to Taco Bell.
Okay,
and
so you know it
But
was-
it made my stomach hurt. And it was just like, when you've had authentic, real Mexican food, and you go to Taco Bell, you realize real quick, like, it's just nasty and gushy.
I understand what you're saying. I would prefer, authentic Mexican food. But when I have a taste for Taco Bell, I'll go eat Taco Bell because I had a taste for that particular item.
Yeah.
So I figured if I'm in another state, if they make it the same, at least I can feel like, you know what I mean?
You're getting a taste of it a little bit, but
of what you want opposed to them just
Shoot, I
messing
take
it
the
up.
Federicos and South Carolina.
They don't have none of them Robertos. None of them.
They don't have no toes.
They don't, Filibertos, Robertos, Albertos.
Armando.
None of them hoes up in the South.
Did you say hoes or O's?
I said, oh, none of them hoes in the South. None of them.
But I'll take it. I bet you would take it. You would pull it right up in there.
But I did
Damn
find
right I
one
would.
point. I did find one spot though. I want to give a shout out. Mucho Margarita, 5 points, Columbia, South Carolina.
Really? Okay, well.
But I was gonna say
That's the
because
It might be one.
But you have to be specific
as to what you
So
want.
if you
So when
from
you
here
order-
and you just order, you're not gonna get what you
Yeah,
want.
it's not
You
gonna
have
look.
to-
It's
so
not
you
even
have
gonna
to
look
be
the same.
Specific and tell them how you want, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, okay, yeah."
I want machaca.
They
I don't
Chinese
want ground
when they
beef.
put
No, I just sound Chinese. But
I thought the same thing. I was like, they Asians over there. Alrighty then.
Oh man.
We better move on
So
that
let's
note.
switch gears. So this is you all right?
Did she drool? Did you
sound
drool?
Asian? She sound Asian. Huh?
She did. I
I
thought
laughed at her and then I
Extra
missed my
laughed at
lip.
me.
Oh, I thought she was drooling. Oh, okay.
Let's switch gears. So I have I guess you could say a statement that I'm going to read to you guys, right? And I would like to get all of your opinions on this, okay?
Okay.
So this girl posted on Twitter. This is not a while ago, but not too long ago, whatever. If my man pays for lunch, I'll pay for dinner. If he pays for the movie tickets, I got the snacks. If he gets the bill, I'll get the next. 50-50 is where it's at. Stop expecting to be treated like a queen if you're not treating him like a king. I'm gonna let y'all think on that for like.
I don't need to think on it. I don't need to think about it.
We let the guests go first.
Okay, well,
since you insist.
Since you insist, I am a 50-50 person. I always have been. My mother has always been like, you don't rely on nobody if there's something you want. Like, she raised me to be very independent. Every date I've ever been on, if the guy is paying for the dinner, I offer to cover the tip. Or if I like the restaurant and it was my idea to go there, I'll be like, well, I'll pay. Or I will tell you this. Every guy...
He laughing.
My husband is here and he laughing over there because he already know what's about to happen. And y'all don't know. But every guy I've ever been on a date with, I would offer, if they asked me, I would say yes. But if they asked me what restaurant, I pick it. That was in my mind. I picked it, so I'm going to pay. So I would say, hey, I'll pay for it since this was my idea to come to this restaurant. I would say 9 times out of 10, every guy would say, no. Thanks for offering, but I got it.
Right.
Until I met my husband.
Oh, Lord,
So we went on a date, and I was like, I'll pay for it. I got it. It was my suggestion for us to come here. I'll pay for it. He was like, all right. So I was like, you are the first guy that actually let me pay.
Right.
So offering in my mind was, I was intending to pay, but most guys declined. It was like, no, I got it.
Right.
My husband was the first guy that was like, yeah, you go ahead. I was like, I get to pay? I was like, okay. So it actually let me feel like I had a little control in the situation. It sounds superficial, but it was like something that I thought was, he is enough of a man to be like, all right, you go ahead. You do you. save me some money because he probably gonna pay for the next thing we're gonna do anyway.
Exactly.
So, and we've gone Dutch. I've either paid, and then the next time he pay, or we go grocery shopping, I'm like, baby, want me to put on my card? So I've kind of been that person anyway. I just finally found someone who actually was like, go ahead, we can split this. Like, 'cause if I ain't really got it like that, I'm not gonna stress myself out and make my finances, choke my finances trying to impress you. Exactly. So, I felt like he was reasonable.
And those guys are probably just trying to pay.
And we married.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
They try to pay because they think they're going to get something later.
Right. That was the other thing. Yeah, my mom was like, any guy that
seriously.
offers you a gift, he's going to want something in return. So don't accept his gifts. So I was the type of girl, I didn't accept any gifts from any guy. Unless it was food, because I like some food. Yeah. But it had to be like a special occasion, like birthday or Christmas. Then we're both exchanging gifts, but not just here because then it make you feel obligated.
No, you don't. You're obligated to say thank you.
No, I can't.
In some situations,
you would just say thank you, except a random gift.
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
Yeah. Sometimes that's setting you up though,
the
because
situation you have with that person.
Setting you up. That's setting him up for failure.
Setting me up for my gift.
Pause. I know y'all saw that episode of That's So Raven when she accepted all them gifts and she accepted to get married to that African man.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You never know.
That's my time.
See, I'm 50-50. I would do 50-50 too.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I didn't say I would.
And then back on those gifts things, sometimes people are giving you stuff because in the end it's gonna always sometimes turn out to be your worst nightmare. It just really, like you said, Spicy. Yeah. It depends on who the person is and how soon in the relationship they're giving you these gifts. Because if you're giving me a gift at day 3, then I'm gonna be like,
let's say he give you a purse with a wallet full of money and you pay your bills and some bills is due.
Oh shit, I might take that.
It's 50-50.
No, I want to get you a gift first and then.
But we talking like specifically like about dinners and dates and stuff. 50-50 like movies.
No, just in like in general.
Oh, you mean in relationships?
Like that's what the statement was about.
Oh, okay.
Just
so
50-50 in general.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, well, shit. What if they go buy you a car then?
You ain't gonna take that gift. I take it.
Shit. We're gonna have to move on to Sassy on this one.
So I guess I'm on the fence. So it depends, and I think every household is different, and every situation is different. So what's good for me is not good for someone else. As far as dinner goes, he can pay. I'm not going to stop you from paying.
But would you offer like
no?
Nikki said,
See, she like I ain't offering nothing.
No.
Just in case they'd be like Anthony, like they'd be like Anthony and be like
talking to him is enough.
Well, at the end of the day, if he was interested in me and asked me out on a date, then therefore you can pay for that date.
True.
Now, I'm not going to say, oh, we need to go to McCormick's. I'll go to Rito's. I'm not. So it really, truly depends on what it is. And then as far as gifts go, you can expect what you want to expect, but you hand me a gift.
Okay, so what if somebody gave you a lavish gift? Do you feel like you need to return that favor as well?
No, I don't need to return Jack crap.
Well, that's what it
we didn't say it was a gift exchange.
Right.
I'm so done. I don't feel like if you give me something that's lavish, I don't feel because I didn't tell you that I wanted this. I may have hinted, but that's still your choice to go buy it.
Yeah, because same thing. I wouldn't expect.
But then, do you feel like you?
No,
have
because
to
if I chose to give somebody something lavish, I wouldn't expect nothing in return. Because it was because I wanted to give it to them.
Exactly.
But when you think about a man, because this is specific to men and women, if a man is like, I'm giving you this gift. Whether you wanted it or not, here it is. You don't think a man in the back of his mind is like, yeah, I got her this, so she might give me something I want.
That's man.
I'm just talking about in their brain. It's like,
hold on a second. How about I'm thinking about you give me this gift and we go together. I'm good with that.
You like, you my man officially.
I'm done.
Right.
I'm done. We gotta go to Spicy. Go to Spicy. I can't with Sassy. I cannot, because she gonna always say something reckless.
It's true.
No, as far as relationships, I'm pretty much on the 100-100.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna give my all, and I expect the other person to give their all. So whatever that entails, if that entails, I have to pay more bills. You know, you look at it from back in the day. Back in the day, we're used to seeing our grandfathers. I'm used to seeing my grandfather provide for the whole family. But it's 2019. You're not really seeing that no more because women, we do have to work. We have to do things. But even when my grandmother worked full time, she worked 2 jobs. My grandfather still paid all the bills.
Boy, she had a nice bank account.
She did. She was in them casinos all the time.
She's talking about the tacos again.
You said 2019, right? I'm like, are we in the future?
No, she's just saying.
Oh, okay. I'm like, we're in the future right now.
Yeah. We almost there.
But every situation is different, and it kind of depends on the level. You can't say 50-50, you can't say 100-100 until you're in that relationship.
So that question entailed bills, everything.
Right.
Okay.
It wasn't really a question, it was just a statement.
Just a statement. Right. And it depends on the level of that relationship. Sometimes you have to work together to build, to be able to get to a place where you want to be.
Right.
So it will be 50-50. We're going to split everything down the middle.
So I agree with
And
that.
that's why I said every household is different. But you see women all the time, and it's so funny because on some posts like that, no, he got to pay 100%.
No,
and I'm
I don't
like,
think that.
if he's paying 100%, it's like it's all.
Is that fair? Is that fair?
It's
Well,
not fair.
It depends you guys should have goals, and depends on what the goals are that you guys are trying. So if you're saying he pays 100%, then 100% of your income is going to savings.
Right.
But
That's
it's still a
exactly.
50-50.
50-50. It just depends
Depends
on
on how you look at it.
With Kimmy, I agree with. It just depends on the situation because if he's making more money than me, I'm sorry, he could pay a little bit more. And if I'm making more money, I wouldn't mind either, depending on how long we've been together.
Everything always go back.
Because if we
You a numbers person. She got the numbers floating in her brain.
It's level of commitment.
Right. How much do I like you?
No, she always do that.
No, but at the end of the day, but I'm serious, I'm not going to just... It just depends on the situation.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been in a situation where I did 100% for too long, and it was like a time. You got 6 months.
Yeah.
I can't do 100% because it's stressful.
Oh no,
So
that becomes an enabler. Like now they dependent on you, and I
So then
can't
it's
have
like
that.
it's a thing. So then you look at it vice versa.
You don't want to do it the other way
If you was
either.
in that same type of situation, you can't expect somebody to pay 100% of everything.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you kind of go based off of if you want respect, you have to give respect.
Yeah.
So it's like the same type of situation.
Right.
So
I agree.
I know me personally, I can't do 100%. Like it's
Somebody got to kick
somebody's got to do
Yeah,
something.
paying for everything all the time, I would think would be exhausting.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It
it's like a
is.
high expectation.
Right.
Over
so that's
time.
where that comes in. Hey, let me pay for this.
And then
Let
if you
me
never
get the
even
tip.
like if you're the female, right? Like there's plenty of females that want to be kept, right? They want the guy to pay for everything.
That's not fair.
For the guy, that's got to be exhausting
be
at some point. It's like, all right, I'm
They
getting,
start looking inside your head.
I'm getting sex, I'm getting whatever I need from her. But it's like, dang, I pay for everything. She ain't never offered nothing. Like after a while, that's gonna be like she's selfish. She just going on a free. So like, unless you don't care if people think you selfish, I personally think it would be a selfish thing to do.
Yeah,
To just let him pay for everything all the time. I think he would get exhausted with that.
That's true.
What about you, Nikkia?
You don't pay for anything all the time.
Nikkia, what is your take
I
on
agree
that?
with y'all. Y'all confuse me a little bit.
No, I think mine is on at a household. It really truly depends on what our goals are.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say you pay. I don't expect a man to pay for anything.
everything.
But if you asking me on a date, you paying.
Yeah.
So yours is
Mine is just kind of like
as
I grew up, like I don't really expect anybody to do anything for me.
Because you're
besides my
independent.
not necessarily besides my parents, but those are the only people who I really look to for anything else. So I'm not going to look to a man to provide everything for me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that it could be, I can't necessarily say 50-50, but it just depends on the situation. Just don't be like, I don't know, a lot of people in this generation are screwed up. So I get advice from people, and they're like, make him pay for everything all the time, everywhere.
So, no, don't do that.
No, a lot of young girls else think like that.
No, don't do that. That's not a good way to think.
Like?
Yeah.
That's not a good way
Yeah,
to
but I
think.
don't know. I don't listen to them at all.
But
Yeah.
that's what is it? That's basketball wives
Right,
and all of that
right.
mentality,
Exactly.
and that's just dumb.
Yeah.
Don't take that advice.
No. But at the end of the day, just because you buy dinner, now if we go together because you bought me that lavish gift,
She keeps saying go together. She's saying that a lot.
Who just bought you a lavish gift?
You
that
bought
go
me this.
together
We
with?
go together.
Mr. JR just bought me. We go
if you
together.
do, we do go together because I'm gonna have to get you something lavish.
I'm lavish myself.
Pretty lavish.
Y'all are funny. All right. I like that topic. We had some good conversation. So how do y'all feel about this? I'm about to not lay it down.
Lay it on.
Yeah, I'm about to lay it on y'all. Yeah, exactly.
That goes back to
I need some more of this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need some more of that.
No. It's not nothing crazy, but I just never knew this was actually illegal. Breastfeeding in public is finally legal in all 50 states. I never knew it was illegal though. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
It's boobs. It's just the
boobs.
fact. It had nothing to do with breastfeeding. It was indecent. It was indecent exposure.
So you mean if like the whole breast is just like
But
out?
who does that where you can see like they
Most
entire...
people normally would cover
Right.
themselves.
No,
Yeah.
there was a woman on the plane
Yeah.
a couple of weeks
Yeah.
ago, and people were like, and I think at the end of the day, she's feeding her child.
Right.
If you make a comment, don't sexualize every single thing. Men, please, there's some men walking around here with double D's on with.
So wait, what was the topic about it
That
being legal?
breastfeeding is legal in all 50 states now, but I never knew it was illegal.
Me either. I actually was shocked.
Well,
by
I'll
that as
tell
well.
you this. When I remember when Braden was about 3 months, I came back here and we were on that plane. I had to pull it out. We had to
Whip it
cover
out, huh?
You know, it was covered. It was,
Right.
I think it
But
should be covered.
I do
though.
feel like you should cover it up.
discreet.
I don't.
Right.
I don't. You know.
Because different people have different
Right.
levels of uncomfortable.
Right.
I agree with that, but a lot of people are like, "Ew, why is she doing this?" And I'm like, "It's a breast. Everybody has them."
But it's there for to feed children. That's what
But
it's
just
there for,
cover
like
it though. I
cows.
think,
but I
if
think
it's
just be
just out,
discreet.
that looks crazy.
But cows don't
You
have
mean
to
like
cover
what if they just like
themselves.
lift the shirt up and just like boom, so you can see like a little side boob,
Then
That's
possibly a
it's
little
really
under
like seeing
boob.
the bathing suit.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
true.
like a woman being in a bathing suit because the baby's is covering everything.
Right.
Right.
At the end of the day, unless you have some big junks,
So what did they make legal? Showing the whole entire breast, or
They can
It's
breast-
not
breastfeeding
They
in
can
public,
breastfeed.
period.
If they're breastfeeding,
it was
nobody
indecent
can
exposure.
say anything.
If
Oh,
a woman
okay, gotcha.
bared her breast, that's an indecent exposure. So
did you
that's pretty
breastfeed your
much.
kids?
I breastfed both of my sons, and they were some greedy little suckers. I'll
Did
tell
you pull it out like plaything?
I was the blanket chick. Like I
Yeah.
had the blanket, and I would I had to think about my outfits like before I would go out in public, and I had to get them special little snap bras, that little snap at the
Make
top,
it
so you could
easy
just
access.
so you know how I look around like I was like it was
something.
it was a secret mission.
Like you rocking up.
Right, but honestly, I don't even remember if Arizona was illegal or not. Like, I don't know where Arizona fit in that statistic or who was legal and not legal. But I always felt like, am I going to offend people? And I would look around left and right before I would do it, and I'd be like, well, priority is baby. So, but yeah, I just would try to prepare with like the right kind of bras that would snap or the right kind of
I just think
outfits.
I don't really think it matters as long as you cover it.
Cover
Like
it.
I didn't breastfeed my children.
Me either.
One was too big and the other one was too picky. But my daughter did. She breastfed both of her boys.
But did she cover?
Yes.
Yeah.
Always had a
Why?
blanket.
But see, me, I'm sorry. Who gonna just pull their breasts out?
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
who's doing that? Like, I want to know who's just
Yeah.
walking around titties out,
But
or just
sometimes
feeding,
these
popping the
people are
baby's
just
mouth in
free.
there.
They're just
Right.
free.
They
just
don't.
used to
They
be,
don't look at
think-
it as a sexual thing.
Yeah.
They just
Look
look
at
at
I'm
it
feeding
as
my
I'm
kids.
gonna
nourishment.
tell you one thing though. I think the most concerning thing is when you have these 2-3-year-olds coming up to their mom lifting up their
Or
shirts. sucking on their-
10-year-olds.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's too much.
Well, you know what? In some third world countries,
That's
the women breastfeed their children
long as
until
they have milk.
4, 5, or
or
6
as
years
long as they're
old.
producing that milk.
Right, and as
long
long
as
as
they're
something is
sucking.
as long as something is sucking, it's gonna keep reproducing.
Yeah.
So if you in dire straits in the third world country and you ain't always got food, but you got enough for you and your baby can get all their nutrients from breast, they feed till 3, 4, 5 years old.
Yeah, I've seen that
and they just
before.
walk up, pop it out, drink some, and then walk away.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What?
Are those women naked anyway?
I don't know what they are, but they just be like, damn.
But it makes sense because if you feed the kid and you hungry, so you might as well eat and then breastfeed.
And then they get some of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they get
so I think it depends. Like here in America, I think it's frowned upon. 1, 2, 3 years old is like, oh, that's excessive.
too old, yeah.
But that's considered here.
Even two to me is
No, when
It's
6
offensive
months
at
and they
2.
got teeth.
That's.
But they learn to respect it.
I have a question then. Since you breastfed, how old was your child when you?
So in my mind, I thought, how long should I? And how long is too long? And I thought, well, maybe I'll wait till they get some teeth. Well, that didn't work because my sons had teeth at 6 months.
Okay.
So they developed pretty early. I was like, oh, dang. So I decided at 1 year old that I think that was a respectable amount of time to start weaning them off. So after their first birthday, I'm like, I'm going to wean them off. And it took about 3 weeks to officially wean them off. And then they just was drinking regular gallon milk.
See, I agree with that.
And they didn't really miss out on
but
anything.
2 and 3.
How old was your baby?
Oh no, he was like 7. He bit me when he was like 6 months.
Oh, I thought she was going to say 7 years old.
No, he bit me.
He was 7.
He bit me when he was 6 months, and I had a conversation. I had a heart to heart with him, and I had to let him know, like,
it's over.
You bite me again,
it's over.
That's it.
So when they have
It's a
teeth,
wrap.
they start to gnaw at
They
you.
can,
Start to.
but they
But
babies,
he,
so they don't know.
Nah, he knew.
Oh, he was smart.
He knew. This little boy, he looked at me and he bit and pulled.
Oh,
So when he did that the second time,
no, he
Because
just
it's already
ain't
tender,
never-
so
Right.
oh my god.
it
man.
hurt. It
That just
hurt.
hurt
But I
me
had
right
the heart to
now.
heart with him. But you know what? It wasn't even a big deal.
said a heart to
It
heart
wasn't
with the
hard.
7 month old.
When I told him that's it, I put that bottle in his mouth and it.
No,
That
because
was
Jay
it.
was obsessed with
wouldn't
all
know.
women's boobs. So I was like, Tyler,
Braden
you need to
was
just
too.
break them off.
He would put his hand. I want to say he was like, how old was Braden when he stopped putting his hand in my shirt?
I don't know.
It-
He was a leg man. I remember
Because
the
he, you know, when you breastfeed, you're used to someone being on your breast. So for a while, I didn't notice. Like when I would hold him, he
he'd
would
be
have his
reaching and
shirt
grabbing.
in my, you know, and I
His
wouldn't
hand on your
notice
shirt.
it for a while. And then finally, I'm like, boy, you gotta stop. You know, you can't do this. But I want to say he was like 15 months.
But he stopped biting because remember he would bite me and I bit his butt back and he stopped.
She bit your nipple?
No, why am I neck around the baby?
Well, we talking about nipples and babies and breast milk.
But you said bit, Braden. Come on, hang out with us.
he would
No,
have.
but she said bit and we talk about nipples. No, I said he kept biting.
No, he liked to bite. Like he was a biter.
And so, or was it licking? It was something.
It was licking
Oh,
and
he
biting.
licked me and I licked him back and he
Yeah.
freaked out and he stopped licking.
You wait a minute. You over there said that the man was a leg man.
He loved legs.
He
He loved women and legs, and
How old is he?
he's 5
And
now.
he's so cute.
I just want to know why you thought that he bit.
Because we're talking about nipples, so she just
We're
all of a
talking
sudden said,
No,
"No, I
I
said
said
that he continued to still bite after like she stopped."
But wait a minute, and she's dead serious. She's like, but.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to move on.
Braden is a mess.
I can't deal with y'all. This is another
He the
kind
nipple
of
master.
Var, were you a breast baby?
I didn't catch it.
Oh, she didn't
I barely had a problem delivering, looking at. Oh God, that stuff was gross. So I love her to death, but that was nasty.
Yeah, no, I ain't never been on
That's
any.
why she's an only child.
Yeah, exactly. So this is another dating question before we end off. So this is a kind of like a self-reflection. What is the hardest part about dating you, in your opinion, do you think?
We'll start with you. With
That's
the
a good one.
The hardest part about dating
You want
me.
your husband to step out?
He already knows.
Can he answer that question?
He might be able
My
to come to the
husband,
mic.
my husband could give some insight on what's the hardest part about dating me, but
So what is
my personal, you want to hear my opinion and then we can hear what he got to say, or you want to hear him first?
We can hear yours first.
Okay, so personally, I feel like the hardest thing about dating me was finding time. I was really busy with all the things that I had going on in my little world. And so it was just about finding time because I'm very easy to please. It don't take much. I'll go anywhere. I'll eat. Like, I don't care. I'm very low maintenance. And so for me, it's just, I thought maybe finding time was probably the hardest thing about dating me because if I didn't have the time to go out with you, then we just ain't going out. That was it for me. Now, he can answer what the hardest thing about dating me is.
You gotta
You
come
want
to the mic though.
Come on over here, husband. Oh, Lord.
Let him speak his piece.
I'm scared.
I say the hardest thing about dating her when we were dating was probably the attention she got. I'd go to the bathroom, there'd be like 2 or 3 guys around her. And I'd just stand off to the side and just let her
Get her
But she also knows everybody.
Okay.
I mean, we went to, where were we at? LA on a little getaway date, and she ran into somebody in LA that she went to school with. She went to Atlanta to perform at some Billboard Music Awards.
Yeah.
She ran into somebody in Atlanta that she went to school with.
Wow. So you can't be a jealous person dating her then?
No, you can't.
Actually, she was getting hit on by my favorite football player of all time, and I was like, you need to go.
Yeah, he told me to go with him. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I liked him. He was just like, yeah, you football player over there.
That was probably the hardest thing to get used to at first. But then after that, I was like, yeah, I got her.
Oh, watch out.
Anyways.
Clink, 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 clink.
Got you.
Once you see my credit score.
My credit score was better than yours.
That means everything. I gotta give you a round of applause.
Oh, really? Thank you, babe. I did not know what he was going to say, so I was scared.
No, but that was good. That was good.
Okay.
Mine would be territorial. I'm too territorial.
Ain't that
Really?
I am very territorial.
I don't know what you talking about over there.
Pause. So give us an example of what you mean by you being
So,
territorial.
okay, so you start the dating phase, and let's go, we'll go push it 7 months in. By 7 months in,
Dang, that's a long time.
you are mine. I need to know where you live.
single white female?
I need to know where you lay your head. I need to know where your clothes are hung. I can't, my brain cannot function without,
But don't
at
you know
7 months, I don't know anything about you.
Yeah,
I need to know who your mama is. I need to know who your sisters are. I need
At
to know
7
your
months,
best
if
friends.
You don't know, you catfished.
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, there are some people that go 7, 8 months to do without knowing that information.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, you said yours is, you're territorial, and at 7 months you should know this and this and this. But, how soon do you need to know all of that?
You asked the question before I could already tell you.
Gotcha.
I said it's 7 months, but really it's probably about 6 weeks in. I need to know.
No, I think
I am very. Once I'm intrigued with you and you got me in a certain space, I need to know. I cannot rest my brain without knowing. Your life, certain things about your life, because like you said. People keep going, oh, well, he told me he had a sister, and he said he had a mom. Mama be dead, daddy be dead. Yeah, he married. No. So, yeah, really, actually, by 7 months, I'm going to know everything.
When she first started talking about
Yeah, exactly. But basically, I'll say 4, 5, 6 weeks in.
Oh, dang. She said 6. She said 6. Now it's 4, 5.
I heard that.
4, 5, 3 weeks at 3 weeks.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Me, tell me all about you.
Within 2 hours, shoot, I need to know something.
What's your mama name?
Yeah. No, I'm serious, because people are crazy, especially in these days and times.
Wait, so how would you feel if you were dating someone after 7 months and you still hadn't met any of their family?
It wouldn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
That would be
That's
over.
too long.
That would be over.
Yeah.
If I haven't met your best friend
Or your sister
your
or
favorite
something.
cousin,
Right.
your sister,
Yeah, it
it's
gotta
over.
be favorites. It can't be the ones you don't deal with.
Yeah,
you
can't be
the outskirt people.
Yeah, you can't be taking me to the
the.
people that you
gotta go
just
right
met
to
2 months ago.
Like your inner circle.
No, yes, I need to know, because that's where you get to the
What
core
about
of people.
you here in Arizona, but they all the way from
Well, we
New York.
about to take a trip. We about to take a trip, girl. Too many people get
What if you talk to them on the phone?
like Kim say,
What if you
bamboozled.
talk to the mom on the phone?
See, I can't do that. Long distance relationships.
No,
No, his family.
his family.
No,
What if
we
he moved
we
here?
FaceTiming, and they walk around that house.
You can't even do the phone call.
Look, who that in the background?
And they taking me and showing me his high school and everything.
Oh, damn. See,
I
yeah,
can't.
that's...
I wouldn't even deal with you.
Everett was out here by himself. So,
But see, we're two different animals. That's
She
just
said
me.
animals.
Yeah,
Yeah, she said that's
just me.
her.
but he was here by himself. But I talked to his mom. I talked to his brother, and it was impromptu conversations. Like I was there when they called.
But
So
then
it looked like he had a
was
little
y'all
gadget, and
ordering
his
plane
voice
tickets
is
while
him
you
talking to a little machine, and the voice distorted.
No, within 6 months I was in Kentucky.
Okay, exactly.
No, I'm not.
That's how people get bamboozled.
So what's the hardest part about dating you, Sassy B?
I'm independent, and I can do it. So, and then I'm busy. You got to be busy because I'm busy, and don't be worried about my busy. You should have your
Let's
own
meet
busy.
in the middle.
Exactly, but I'm very independent. Like I don't wait to hey, can you do this? I'm gonna have it done by the time I may ask you once, and that'll be the only time I ask you. And
Or even if you even ask. Like a light or a ceiling fan or...
Well, mechanical stuff I'm not going to deal with, but like putting the cabinet together. Go to IKEA and have it set up by the time I get back home. So. But no, I'm independent.
But I wonder if that's a bad thing, though. Because I think we all, why wait on somebody to do something?
It is.
Well, because if you're too independent, then he feel like you don't need him. He'll feel like you don't need him if you're really, really independent. But then he don't feel like he don't have a place.
You find out the stuff they don't like to do, and then you don't ask them to do it, but the stuff that they like to do.
It depends on the man, because some men are not intimidated by an independent woman, and then some men are. So
it depends on who the guy is.
It depends on who the guy is. So you got to weed them out.
Gotcha.
So as soon as they start crying, let them go.
Okay, Spicy, what you got for us?
Let's see. The hardest part about dating me, I have to give it. It's really time. Being a single parent, like in this day. So right now to this day, it's really because I am a single parent. I work full time. So my main goal is to make sure my son has everything he needs. So, like for instance, just kind of got to do things on my time and not nobody else's time.
For instance.
So you
like
have
for instance, like, I can have crush on people and then we start talking and it's like, well, I don't have time for you.
So once, so you have a crush on them and then once they're interested, then you kind of like pull back.
I don't even want to say pull back. It's like, you know how sometimes like you have that crush and you just like, that's all you really want? It's just to have that crush.
As soon as they talk, it's
like, so the excitement is in the crush.
The excitement is in the crush.
But
and then
not
once you
moving
get
forward.
them, it's like, then you start like, I really don't have time for that. And it's like, I don't like I have a bad time. So
damn.
Yeah, I do. During the week, like, don't call me after 9:30. Don't, we kick it on the weekends, like, all day long.
So you have a tight schedule, and they got to fit in that schedule.
But at the same time, what I've learned about myself is it depends on how much I really like that person.
Gotcha.
So in the beginning, my schedule is going to be tight. I'm not going to make time for you.
You may make it flexible.
But if you stick around and I get comfortable, I'm going to make all the time for you in the world.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's probably the hardest part.
It's getting past that
initial stage, because it's like I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot at stake that I have to be worried about.
Nikkia asked me, what is that time frame for you that they need to get
that
past?
time frame? I can't really. It just depends on how willing, how consistent, how
the vibe, maybe
the vibe.
Yeah,
if they still catching your attention,
right? They still
Okay, gotcha.
Right. Because I mean, like. I probably done, you never know, I probably done passed up my future husband about 4 or 5 times.
Because they couldn't hold it.
No, not even just that. It's just, I don't know, I'm weird. I'm weird. I have a young son, and I don't, I'm not the type to where I just want to introduce different men to him and all that type of stuff.
That makes sense.
I guess I have a different focus right now, I'm independent myself, So.
She don't want to get that timeline up to y'all. That's what that is.
Because I don't know. It could be different. I could tell y'all like 3 months. I could tell you. But 2 months.
Could it be?
And then
shorter?
I could find a person that just wow me, and then be like, y'all be like, Trisha, what's up?
2 weeks.
So it just really depends.
Gotcha. Bam, Kimmy.
Only thing I can think of with me is maybe hardest part of dating me maybe because maybe I come off maybe like they may think I come off really judgmental, but in reality, no, seriously, no. People know I just from passing, I noticed that people may not open up as much to me in some areas, which they don't realize that I can be open and understanding it. But they may.
She's pretty right.
You stuttering.
Is it
no,
or is it just that you ask a lot of questions?
I ask a lot of questions. I ask a lot of questions, but I voice my opinion to it. But it's my opinion. But that don't mean it's not
through it.
Yeah, and it's not like just because that's my opinion don't mean I'm gonna judge you really
on that. And people think that she's judging.
They think I'm judging them, but I really won't be. That's just my opinion on how I feel, but don't mean I won't. Just like to give an example, this has nothing to do with dating. Like, I don't believe in abortions, but if one of my girlfriends go have an abortion, I got her back, even though I don't agree with it. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. But they didn't take the time to realize that
I am an open-minded person, but I just want to speak my opinion.
So you say you're very opinionated, right?
She Well,
Okay, so do you wait for people to ask you a question, or do you
I
just
ask
jump
the
in and
question.
say whatever you thinking?
no,
doesn't
she asked
just
the
jump in.
question.
Yeah.
Okay, because
No, she doesn't. Y'all be
No.
talking about,
No,
wouldn't
she
do
don't
nothing
just.
like that.
She don't.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Push her opinion on
Yeah.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if
It's
you,
part of the
it's a part of the
conversation.
conversation.
So you think dating you would be the issue would be how opinionated you are about things?
Yes.
Like you're passionate about your thoughts and
they
it might
take
come
it,
off.
It may come off that they may think I'm gonna judge them.
Judge them.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to say?
yeah.
So they may
They're
hold
not going
back.
to be open.
They won't be
Oh,
open, so they may
yeah.
hold back on some of their things because they think I may judge them a certain way. But I'm just giving my opinion on how I feel about
That
it.
makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole difference. Opinionated people drive me crazy. Like, did I ask you?
No.
Yeah, if you don't ask, then
Yeah.
then that's a problem.
Yeah.
But if you ask their opinion, hopefully they evaluate it.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Okay, what is the
I
hardest
knew
word?
it was
I'm
gonna
waiting.
be one. I knew
I'm about
you
to
was
cry.
gonna- I
Oh
knew
my
you was gonna
Lord,
be
my
one.
baby. No, I don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
What is the hers?
Yeah,
Probably gonna be independence.
It's independent one for sure because I do everything on my own, like or with the help of my parents, obviously. But other than that, like I don't really need you for anything. It would just, I don't really need you
For
anything.
companionship. But you got me for companionship.
That's the difference.
I'm just playing.
I was like,
I'm just joking. Come on, Tracy. You've been around me long enough to know.
But yeah, being a little too independent.
What you gotta let? What?
But how do
That-
you come off? That's what I want to know.
How do I come off as too independent?
Yeah.
She may not come. I think it's just built in her, and then they
Yeah,
might
it's the
see
way,
it.
like, even, like, people, they say, like, oh, like, I'm afraid to talk to you just the way you carry yourself, just the way you walk around, so they can just, like, see it.
Intimidate.
Yeah, like, I intimidate a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It's just, like, I'm just being me. Like, I'm the nicest person ever once you get to meet me.
That's a damn lie.
As well as that, I feel like...
What you gotta say to
I
agree with
say
me? That's a
nothing.
damn lie. Just tell the truth.
She's
Shame
such
the
a
devil.
sweetheart.
As well as that, I feel like I'm not very open. I'm only open to those who, like, my family and really close
People
friends.
you can trust.
But,
You get that. That's hereditary.
yeah, I'm not open at all. So people
On
will
both
try to-
sides.
Both sides.
Right. People try to read my emotions, but they can't because I'm so, like, blocked off.
Yeah.
And that annoys them because they want to know what's, like, going in up here, but I'm not going to let you in.
yeah,
on what's
'cause-
is
going
that
on.
like your
I'm not
defense
gonna-
mechanism?
Yeah.
Is to put up a wall and only give bits and pieces,
Yeah.
little
As I feel
breadcrumbs.
like it.
Yeah,
Right,
as
and I feel-
necessary, and as time go by.
Right.
I was
That's what
probably
I do
like
too.
25 or something when I actually learned how to like open up, even to like my best friends. Like I couldn't really open up about a lot of things,
Right.
but it took me a long time to develop it because I always had to protect
Once you
myself.
really
I always
trust
felt like I had to protect myself always.
Really?
So it took me a long time to really just open up and just have random conversations about any and everything.
And I think sometimes people are just shy. It's,
I don't even think it
Yeah,
was
or do you
shy.
think you're shy and that's why
no,
you
I
hold
don't think,
back?
no,
or?
she's not shy.
Oh, okay.
No, but sometimes
Hers
when
is
you
definitely
don't open up,
hereditary on
it's
both
like,
sides of her family, though,
You think
because
I've
we're
ever
like
been
that.
shy?
No.
Hell no.
They answer that
We're
quick.
going to lunch break on that. 'Cause no, you ain't never been no
No,
damn shy.
I've never seen that.
I don't see you as a shy person. You're just like
You just
you're
gotta-
giving them bits and pieces
Pieces,
until
yeah.
you feel like
Yeah.
you can
all the
trust
way
them.
comfortable.
Yeah, once I'm comfortable, then you know you just.
I must have got real comfortable with y'all.
Girl, you been knowing us since you was little and bad.
Wasn't you like you were in elementary?
Yeah.
People, y'all over here getting forgetful now. We about to go on Facebook.
Yeah, double C's on my eyes, so I'm seeing clear. Just left the dealership, I'm a swerving stare. On the loop 202, and I'm heading near you. What? Okay, I might just pull up in the Accord, but don't worry, got the X3 keys in the door. What more can y'all even ask for? Fan first, pod son, sitting pretty, we on. Yeah, we about to be litty on the moon, and we got new work coming real soon. And as for you, you should have been on, cause we about to take over the whole damn zone. We doing this as a team, so we all about to be flashy, what bling bling. Right, get it, but back to me. 800 on some bundles, that's nothing. A stack on some shoes, that's nothing. I know it's something to you, so why are y'all
Welcome
fronting?
back to episode 45. I almost said 54.
Oh Lord, that'll be in season 2.
I'm not drinking nothing but water. Cool, refrigerated water. All right, we're back. How was the food and the drinks, Nikkia?
Delightful.
Glad you enjoyed.
Yes, honey. It was delicious.
Delicious.
Yes,
and
I likes to
nutritious?
eat, honey. So yes, the pasta was delicious. The chili dog was great. It was good.
How's the drink?
Girl,
Don't say what number you on. Don't say what number you on.
It's Denny's.
The drink is. I'm continuing to drink it, so it's delicious. It's very, very, very tasty.
See, Diddy ain't got nothing on Denny.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, are y'all enjoying the food?
Yes, ma'am.
Enjoying everything.
Mm-hmm. That itis kicking in. I'll tell you.
Right, exactly. All right, then let's go ahead and get started.
Pipe it up.
Yeah, we better get her started. Come on now.
Ooh, y'all gonna dance? Pipe it up.
Okay, pipe it
Start
Pipe it
doing
up.
the robot.
Pipe it up. Pipe it up.
Wait a minute. Why did she have a
Let's
dance?
do the wave.
No, hold on.
Let's do the wave.
No, hold on. I got it.
I got it. I'm gonna start it off. Oh, take it that way. Oh, to the left. Oh, to the right.
Oh, wait a minute. So, now you want me calling her Tangy Tea.
Oh, from earlier. I'm like, what?
Spicy Tea was over here doing dances that you may see today. And then somebody went back to like when LL Cool J.
Yeah, we're gonna do the wave. We're gonna pop lock. We're gonna pop lock it out. That itis.
Oh, wait. All right.
I'm doing the machete.
I'm so weak.
Is that really a dance?
That's what that's called, the machete?
My uncle called it machete.
Oh, I
Angelo called it the machete.
I don't think that's what it's called.
Girl, you gotta talk to him. Talk to my uncle.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
That was perfect given that we have Miss Nikkia here with us and she is a choreographer.
Mm-hmm.
How was our? Did we do good?
Yeah.
Yes, the wave that we had rolling was excellent.
Okay,
Everyone was on point. Good job.
All right. So I know you kind of mentioned this in the you told us a tad bit about yourself, but I want you to go more into depth. Like, where are you from in Phoenix? How did you grow up? How did you get into dancing? So, and as you continue to speak, we'll ask you questions.
Okay. Copy that. Okay, so my name is Nikkia Siobhan Robinson Wahl. The reason why I mentioned my middle name Siobhan is because my middle name means a lot to me. Mm-hmm. My mother is Sharon. My father is Levon. And they combined Sharon and Levon and came up with Siobhan. And in my household, mom and dad met a long time ago at Phoenix College. Okay. So they met in college. Mm-hmm. My father heavily pursued my mother because my mom was all of that and then some. Okay, she was curvy and thick and pretty and light-skinned and not from Arizona. And she wasn't from here. He was from Texas. They met, and it was like they connected. But because my dad was so persistent, my mom was like, "Boy, please, I ain't got time for you." Mm-hmm. But he was persistent, kept coming after her, and she gave in after about 3 months. Went on a date with his ass.
See,
she was like,
"Talk to your mama."
She was like, "Dang, he must really like me. He's still coming at me after 3 months, and I'm dissing him over and over." So once they got together, it was a sparks, and then marriage, and then 4 kids later, and they had my oldest brother Devin, my sister Nicole, my other brother Derek, and then myself Nikkia. The boys are D's, the girls are N's, and our family is rooted here. But it's because my dad moved here from Texas, my mom moved here from Kansas, so that Southern hospitality vibe, we grew up with that. Because a lot of people say that people from Phoenix, the stigma is that they're not friendly or they're not open and they're not, they see another black person and they just look away like whatever. Like you there, but you not there.
So are they interviewing these people saying that because they're always like people from Phoenix? I'm like, so did you go ask them like, where are you from? You just make an assumption that they're from Phoenix. Not you, but it drives me crazy when people say that. I'm like, that's not true.
No, it's not at all. But I grew up on 19th Avenue in Southern. 19, baby. Southside. 19, baby. Southside all day, every day.
Got a Nina in the building.
Right off of there on Carter Road, okay? I went to IG Conchos in the Roosevelt School District. Okay. I went to South Mountain High School. Okay. I went to Phoenix College and followed in my father's footsteps just for 1 semester, and then I went off to college. But growing up here in Phoenix, for me, was like, I loved every minute of it. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know what it is. People complain about the heat, so do I.
Yes.
Now that I'm older, but when I was younger, I loved it. I was always outside. Like, I didn't want to be in the house. I want to be outside. Most of the time, I would go to El Prado Park. Yep. And, El Prado Park. Girl, that swimming pool with the slide, girl. Yep. Girl, when you on the south side, girl, that was the first swimming pool on the south side that had a slide, girl. I remember it. I was like, oh, we got a slide over here. We thought we was the bomb. Yep. But yeah, when I went to IG Conchos, that's kind of where I found like my first loves of a lot of different things. And so Conchos, I'm grateful because we had principals and teachers at that school that kind of wanted to nourish the performing arts. And so that's kind of where it was grounded. But I would say my mom says all the time that now that I'm older, my energy level has calmed down quite a bit, even though I still have a lot of energy. But the first image I ever have of myself is, because I thought about this, I asked my sons this, like, do you remember being little? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, I had to think about it. My very first image of myself, I was 2 years old, and I was standing in front of the white oven. It was a white oven in our kitchen, and it had that black pane glass right there. And that was the only place where I could see my reflection, like all of me. I was like 2 years old, and I just remember dancing in front of it because like I could see myself, and I was just like, and then my mom would be like, "Girl, if you don't sit down somewhere," like I would hear that all the time, but I never sat down. But yeah, dancing was like my first image of myself was of me dancing. That's like the furthest back I could go because I remember family vacations. I remember first day of kindergarten, and I keep going back, and I'm like, kindergarten, you're like 5. So my first image of myself is when I was 2 years old dancing in the oven. I could see my reflection, and I was like, I thought I was cute, and I was like, whatever dance move was out back then, I don't know, that was like 82.
The funky voice step.
Yeah.
That was the dance move for me.
Oh, yeah?
The cat.
My favorite dance move is a snake, honey.
Oh, the snake.
Yeah, the snake, that's still my favorite dance move. The snake ain't gonna ever go out of style, but yeah. But yeah, that's just me. You know, I was on step teams, dance teams, every talent show that the school had. Me and my girls was like, yeah, let's do it. We get together. I remember MC Hammer had that song, Pumps in a Bump. And we was like, yeah, we're going to choreograph something to that. So we got together at my house, and we was like, we're going to choreograph something. They're like, yeah, Kia, go ahead. I'm like, why I got to come up with this? Like, because, you know, back in the day, you just had to watch the video when it came on TV.
Right.
Like right now, you can just go on YouTube, click what you want to see, and watch it over and over and over. So I had to pick up choreography very quickly.
Rewind it.
Right, because you can't rewind it. So we would watch MTV. Right. We watch MTV, and they're like, all right, let's watch the MTV. We watch MTV, and then when the video would pop up, we would all just like glue ourselves to the TV, and we just like try to remember as much of it as we possibly can. And when the video was over, we'd be like, all right, let's go. And I would be usually the one that would remember the most, and that's how I came up with, well, they came up with my dance nickname, which was Snap. My nickname was Snap because I could pick up choreography like this. So I had to learn to pick it up fast because you didn't know when you was going to see the video again. So entering talent shows and all of that stuff, and it's just been like, I've been dancing literally ever since.
Okay. So,
no, go ahead.
Okay, so are a lot of your family like talented in that arts area?
Yes. My father, he's from Texas. The first image he told me, because I like to ask people questions. I have a very inquisitive mind. So I'm like, Daddy, what's the first thing you remember about yourself? He told me his first image of himself that he remembered, he was 3 years old in Texas on a street corner. His uncle played the banjo. He was the tap dancing kid. The tap dancing kid, the people were like, hey, that little kid on the corner, yeah, he be getting it. They go over there, toss a couple coins in the hat. My daddy would take the hat, you know, put it on, do a little special dance move, shake the money out, catch it, put it in his pocket. Like he's a little showman, right? So my dad definitely, he sang. My dad recently passed away about a year ago. Thank you. But I definitely got my dance and music and just love of the arts from my father. There's a lot of singers, a lot of preachers, a lot of gospel singers. My sister's a singer, all and through my entire family history. Like my daddy used to say when we were little, you know who your cousin is? No? He famous right now. He have a song that everybody love. And I'm like, who's our cousin? He like, you know who Sam Cooke is? And I would be like, Sam Cooke. His last name is Cook. Does he know how to cook? Yeah.
Sitting by the
I was born.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta pull it
Yes. Oh, he has beautiful songs,
yes,
but he would say, your uncle or your great uncle Sam Cooke, and I'm like, really? Yeah, right. I didn't believe him, but yeah, they did the research and they realized, oh yeah, like he was like, see, I told you. So it goes back to Sam Cooke as far as the music side. As far as the dancing side, My daddy could dance. He would enter dance contests all the time. And
Pop locking.
Girl, pop locking, waving, stepping, just any kind of style of dance. Like my dad would like be in the club. He'd be that guy showing out in the club that dancing real good, and girls would be like, "Oh, he can dance. Let me go over there and try to dance with him." So right out the gate, when my daddy saw that, hey, she liked to dance like me, because my mama can't dance for nothing. She got 2 left feet. She always off beat. I just be like, really, mama? Like, she can't catch the beat ever. Always off beat. But she's so cute. But my dad got all the rhythm. And so when I would watch my dad dance, he'd throw house parties.
Oh, those were the best, huh?
Throw them house parties. And I'm just like the little girl, just sitting watching all the grown folks dance. And then they would be like, get out there, Kia. Show us that new move. What is it called? And I'll get out there. I'm like, this is called the butterfly. And I break it down. They throw money. They would give me money. So I started making money real early. Kind of like my daddy. They would like get all his little friends like, oh, your daughter can dance. Give us some money. And I'm like, what? I'll get $5 just for dancing. I was like 8 years old. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. So I definitely got that from my dad. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My other cousin, who's also very famous currently, Jordan Sparks, is my little baby cousin.
Oh, so how are you guys related?
On my Aunt Gwen's side. That's through my mother's side. So my mom, she's the oldest of 7 children. And her mom had an identical twin. And her identical twin had a couple of kids. And one of her kids is my Aunt Gwen. My Aunt Gwen's last name is Sparks. Her son is Felipe Sparks, the former NFL football player. Yeah. New York Giants, all that good stuff. Cowboys. That's my cousin.
We went to school with him.
You went to school with my cousin?
We grew up with him.
Oh, really? Okay, so yeah. Joe, Al, yeah.
To Maryville, he used to always come.
Yeah, so those are my cousins. So growing up, all we bragged about was Felipe. It was like, oh, my cousin in the NFL. People like, no, he ain't. Yeah, he is. There he is, number 26. I'll brag. Though, so when Jordan came along, we were just like, she could sing. She's cute. She could sing. But when she went on for Idol, that was like, a what?
Yeah.
Like, and then she won.
Yes.
She won. And we was like, I lost my damn mind. I was screaming. I lost my voice. I was crying. I was like, so it's like, so between Sam Cooke and Jordan Sparks, those are the 2 famous people as far as music in my family, but we have lots of musicians and people. My son is very interested in the guitar, and I'm just like, as soon as he started talking about it, I was like, well, let's get him a guitar, because you just never know. He could become the next, Jimi Hendrix, who knows? But so definitely. So yeah, Jordan and Sam Cooke, and that's music and singing. My sister, like I said, she's a phenomenal singer. My sister competes in karaoke competitions, and she always sings Adele songs or Whitney Houston. Now in karaoke, you don't bust out no Whitney Houston song unless you can carry it to
or Adele,
right? So she always picks the hardest songs that she knows nobody will do, and then she just kills it. And I'm just like, you go ahead. I can carry a tune a little bit. I have my moments, but I don't consider myself really a singer. I can just carry a tune and I can sound decent, but I've always loved dance. So that tap dancing and always wanting to move your feet, that kind of
your
just
body.
Yes.
Because that last video that I just seen, posted of you, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes. So actually, right now on my Instagram page, I have 2 videos that I just posted. One of them is a friend of mine, Sammy B. He's a choreographer. He's mostly hip hop, but he decided he wants to do like a sexy girl style routine, and I'm like, you want to choreograph sexy girl stuff? He's like, I think I could do it. Yeah. So then we had it's 3 girls, and we had on red and black, and my boy Sammy choreographed it. We had like the whole cameras and the smoke machines, and we just went ahead and we did that, and I was nervous because I was injured. I have a really bad knee injury, and I told him, you want us to dance in high heels? And I was like, I don't know if I could do it. He was like, well, Kia, you're a great dancer. I think you can do it. Just do your best. So in that video, that's me at like 70%. Like, I'm not dancing full out because I didn't want to hurt my knee, and dancing in high heels is not easy. And then all that stuff, he had us doing rolling and flipping and tucking and legs spread. And I was like, oh, Lord. But I had my knee brace on all the time. And then right when they were like, okay, we're going to record, I would take my knee brace off real quick, get out there and dance. And then the other video that I have on my Instagram page is something that we just recorded the other day. It's the Sierra Level Up Dance Challenge.
Isn't it challenge?
Yeah, the Sierra Level Up Dance Challenge. And one of my girlfriends is the Sierra impersonator.
Okay, I did see her. Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I got into the whole impersonating thing. But my girl Zazzy Z, you can follow her on Instagram too. She does Sierra impersonation. She's kind of been in hiding for a while, but this dance challenge that Sierra came up with has recently, had her like, oh, we need to do this. So she called me up, Kia, I'm gonna get some dances together. Watch the video. Can you study the choreography? We had rehearsal at my house. We had one rehearsal. Because I was like, look, I got kids. I ain't got time for all of this. Okay, so I'm going to help you out. So we were in my living room. I moved furniture. We had one rehearsal in my house. We got it done. And then the next day we went to Westgate, shot the video. And as of right now, Sierra reposted our video to her page.
Yeah. Are you serious?
Yes. 400 and something thousand views.
Since when?
Right.
I looked at it earlier.
Well, the last time I looked at it, I was getting my nails done, and it was like 303,000, and that was like maybe about 3 hours ago.
Okay, so this was earlier today. I was looking. Oh my God.
Yeah. So.
And I thought it was
so
awesome.
if you look on Sierra's Instagram right now, it's at 458,638 views. So Sierra reposted the video. So my girl Zazzy was like, Kia, can you help with formations? Like my thing is formations, transitions. I've worked with dance teams my whole life, been on dance teams my whole life. And so we put together, I was like, okay, you're going to be here, put together the formation for all the dancers and all the transitions, and we got out, girl. You see, we in sweatsuits, okay? We in sweatsuits at Westgate, 10 o'clock at night.
In the summertime.
Girl, it was like 110 degrees, and we in some sweatsuits. I was looking at her like,
that's that Nipsey Hussle
I was like, girl, right. I was like, girl, we love you because we sweating, we hot. They kept giving us water bottles, and we try every take. When the video was over, I was like,
Did you see what it's at? 459,000 views.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So that is a video that's gotten the most views ever.
Funny. This is the video I started to use today.
Really?
Yeah, and I used the other one that you sent me.
Yeah, you can go back and use that one if you want to.
Right. But I'm gonna go back in the morning and be like, double up.
But I'm just grateful that at my age, because I'm 38 and I have no shame in saying my age. I'm 38 years old and people are still calling me up on the phone and asking me to do projects with them. I don't accept every project because I have a husband and kids. Because if I accept every project, then I just won't see them. So my time is very valuable. So if I tell somebody yes, then we need to have the least amount of rehearsals as possible and then try to get it done. But I'm definitely very proud of that, especially because we did it in one day.
Yeah,
one rehearsal. We just had 3 hours. We knocked it out, recorded it.
And I was able to have her reshare it.
Well, when Toya called me, she's like, okay, kid, I'm going to send you the link. Here's the video. She said, tell me what you think. I watched it. I called her back. I said, yo, that is hot. I said, that is fire. I said, her husband recorded the video. I said, he did a great job. I said, the dancers look great. I said, I had a feeling in my head. I said, this might go viral. I don't know, but I didn't want to jinx this. I didn't say anything. So I was just like, hey, yo, this is hot. I said, you should be proud of it. We're all going to be proud of it. She's okay, well, we're going to post it. And, at Sierra, at the choreographer, Paris, and just at everyone who was involved with the Sierra, dance challenge. And then at all the dancers and all our handles. And then we just went ahead. She said, post it everywhere on your Instagram, on your Facebook. Let's get as many views as possible. And then she sent me a text like 4 hours later. Oh, actually, like 2 hours later. It was like, hey, Kia, guess what? Sierra just reposted it. I was like, what? And then the choreographer for Sierra, Paris, Gobel, I think is her last name, she reposted it and was like, all right, AZ dancers, get it. And we like, yes, that's right, because there's people all over the world doing this dance challenge. And right now,
Arizona.
AZ, baby. AZ all day, baby. All Arizona dancers killing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Congratulations. What's there to do in Arizona?
What is it? There's a lot to do in Arizona. You just have to find your passion. Yes, indeed. So I'm very proud of the video. I'm still in shock. I can't believe it.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I'm going to sip on this real
Don't be
quick.
cutting up tonight.
You have a question?
You deserve a sip.
Oh, now you're celebrating with us.
Yes, I'm celebrating with you guys. Yes, cheers. Yes. Cheers to a video that's like, in the hundreds of thousands. I didn't think it would happen, girl. I'm very proud of it. Yes.
It'll be more than that.
We'll see. I'm gonna wake up in the morning.
Right.
How many views is there?
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, we got 1 million.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Screenshot it.
Girl, I'm gonna brag about it. All my dance students. I'm like, oh, you know your dance teacher just went viral over the summer.
Just look at the video. I don't have to point me out.
Yeah, see, that's me. And she didn't use my name, Nikkia. In the dance world, I'm known as Kia. They just cut it short. I'm Kia because it's a lot of n-n-n-n-n's. So it's the nays and Nikas, and so I'm like, I'm just Kia to just try to like, I'm the only Kia that I know of in the dance world. So some people call me Kia, some people call me Kiki, but in the video,
Kiki,
you
love me.
Hey, you got it. 'Cause you never ever leave. Yeah, but if you watch the video,
Girl, you got so much energy.
I do. I'm trying to contain myself because I had some sugar. I shouldn't have did that.
You barely looked at something.
Girl, it don't take much. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That sugar and that lollipop was
I'll
just.
wear her out later.
You know, ain't nobody asked you nothing. You just need to sit over there and be quiet. Be quiet.
You go wear it out.
But yeah, if you watch the video, at the very, very end of the video, she gives a shout out to each dancer, which is a respect thing. So some people don't do that. You just a dancer, you in the background. And I've been there, done that. But definitely, you watch the video. I think I'm like the 4th dancer in at the very end, and it just says Kia. So that's just me. That's me right there.
Oh, look at you. Just Kia.
Brenda had a sister. We had a question.
I know, but she got all hyped up. And
Yeah, I'm like, I'm hyped up too. I almost posted the
Okay.
video today. Goodness.
Go ahead.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be posted tomorrow.
So, you went from elementary school, you were saying how you were dancing then, and you went to South, so were you in the performance arts program?
So here's the thing. It's so crazy when I look back at it. South Mountain is a magnet school, right? So they have the Aerosmith, the criminology department, they have dance and musical theater, and it's like so many different programs, communications, literally with a broadcast journalism, like you can literally interview people, record. So I thought I wanted to do broadcast journalism. Then everybody was like, you're such a good dancer. Why don't you be in a dance program? But in my mind, I didn't want to do ballet and jazz and contemporary. In my mind, the most fun type of dancing was hip hop. So I was just like, that's boring and I don't want to do that. I looked at it like, if you look at it nowadays, like I look at fitness, yoga to me is boring. I got too much energy to just be up in there like, oh, and it's quiet and calm. I just get bored. And then with ballet, the music is like, I like classical, but I'm like, I don't want to do ballet. So I was kind of naive and thought, oh no, I'm going to just stick to what I'm good at. And I didn't really broaden my horizons. And now that I'm older and I look back, I'm like, dang, I should have been in a dance program. Like without a doubt, should have been in a dance program and got that education in ballet, jazz, contemporary, tap, and rocked all of those styles and not just stuck in my own little mind. But at South Mountain, I was on a very epic dance team back in the 90s, and it was called Essence. ESSENCE, Essence. So we had a crew. It was about 16 girls. The crew was deep. And I eventually, over time, became the choreographer. I started off as just the chick. It was a little bit of a rocky start with Essence, if I'm honest. I was already on a previous dance team when I was 11, 12, and 13 with my cousins. We would perform. We just like a family dance team. And then once I got to high school, the dance team kind of broke up and I didn't have nowhere to go. And then this lady named Sherilyn Dean.
We went to
Did she go to Maryville?
Yes.
Charlene went to Maryville.
Yes, she did. So Sherilyn Dean.
I grew up with her.
So she, South SPYC, South Mountain, South Phoenix Community Center. Okay, so South Phoenix Youth Center, SPYC, right there on 7th Street in front of South Mountain. Right after school, I went over there one day. People just shooting pool, having fun. And Sherilyn was there. She said, hey, I have a dance team. I remember you. you are a really good dancer. And I was like, oh, thank you. She said, you came to a talent show we had here. And I said, yep, and my dance team won. And she said, you was the little brown skin one in the front, killing it. And I was like, yeah, I was like 11 on the dance team with all my cousins. And I was the choreographer when I was 11. I started choreographing when I was 11. And she was like, yeah, you're a good dancer. You should come to one of our practices. Our dance team is called Essence. I'm like, all right, cool. So I went to a practice. I didn't know why I was there, but I went to a practice. When the practice was over, she goes, okay, so what do you think? I said, I think the dance team looks good. Like, y'all look good. She said, okay, well, if you want to be on the dance team, you can be on it. She said, we just had auditions, so you missed the auditions. She's like, but I already know you could dance, so you could go ahead and just join.
Slide in, yeah.
So that's where the problem started.
Oh, you didn't have to audition like everyone else.
I didn't have to audition like everybody else. So when you join a dance team out of nowhere, and everyone else auditioned to be on this dance team, and you just show up and get to be on it, that right away the chemistry was against me in a way. I was like, I just showed up and I'm like, hi, I'm Kia, and they're like, who is you? Why are you here? And then Sherlyn's like, hey everyone, this is Kia. She's going to be a new member of the dance team. I know her voice. Everyone, she's going to be on the dance team, and this is Kia. And they were just like, hey. And I was like, hi. And so when she started teaching choreography, I pick it up like this, right? My name is Snap. She teaches 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got it. And now she's like, okay, full out. And then I'm like, full out. All right.
What does that mean, the whole dance?
The full out means like give every bit of effort and execution of the dance move. Don't half-ass it. Just like keep dancing like full out. So dancing full out, I got a lot of energy. Once a whole piece was taught, you had to audition it. So you know Dancing Dolls. Miss D, Diana. I feel like Sherlyn was like Diana back in 96, 97, 98. We were like the Dancing Dolls, but we were called Essence. And only the best gets to be in the front. Right. Period. You had to, everybody learns the same piece at the same time, and then you audition it. You don't automatically just get a certain spot. You audition it, whoever knows it the best. So first piece we learn,
you got in the front.
I got front, center, dead in the middle. Now in a dance team of all black girls, we all 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. I'm new to the crew.
And you didn't audition.
I didn't audition.
And then you got that middle spot. You didn't audition, but didn't know you were auditioning.
I didn't know I was auditioning, but then first routine we all learned, guess who's dead center in the front? You,
again. Here you go. Strike two.
Strike two, girl. She didn't have to audition. What's she doing here? Strike two. She in the front.
Strike two.
And so the next 3 years that I was at South, I enjoyed being on that dance team more than anything because it was so much fun. But there was like a whole flip side of like hate and discrimination. I would be in practices just like by myself. Just like if we learned the 8 count and now we're taking a water break, I'm standing by myself and everyone else is just like chit-chatting with each other. And you know, so I felt very...
That was what we call hate these days.
Oh yeah, they was drinking the haterade. Like I'm still a nice person, but it's just I look back and I'm like, I understand why they kind of despise me. Hating my guts a little bit. But I just pushed through. I was like, I love dance too much to let other people negativity stop me. So I pursued with Essence. Essence eventually became Anonymous. Anonymous became a boy and girl crew that combined boys and girls, and then I rocked with Anonymous for about 3 years, and then I officially retired from Arizona dance teams until I decided to create my own a few years later.
Awesome. Oh, that's a good story. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just took us on a journey, girl. I forgot what my next question would be.
I didn't go to South or anything, but I just remember a lot of people from the neighborhood just talking about, you know, South Mountain Community Center. My brother, my sister, everybody went there except for me. So
South was hype. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I look back at high school. Whew, my brother went there, my sister went there, my other brother went there, so I was like, I gotta go there too. And my family already had kind of a reputation established at the school, but it was for sports, it wasn't for dance. And so I basically set the standard in dance at my high school. I eventually became the choreographer of Essence. Eventually became a co-choreographer of Anonymous. Basically, everywhere I ended up, I just would be the dancer. I just want to be the dancer. Be there and learn. That's what I want. But eventually,
you kind of moved.
People were like, well, why don't you think of something didn't. It's because I pick up choreography quick doesn't mean I want to go create choreography. But I kept getting put in that position, and I thought, well, maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe I'm supposed to be a choreographer.
That's your purpose, yeah.
Maybe I'm supposed to. People keep pushing me in this leadership role I'm not asking for. But it just kept happening so often that I was like, okay, maybe I'm supposed to be a choreographer. Maybe I should just stick with that. And then I moved on after high school, and I was a cheerleader at Phoenix College. And then, go Bears. Okay. And then at my university, I joined the university dance team. And I was
what college did you go to?
I went to Charleston Southern University.
Oh, okay.
Charleston Southern University kind of equates to our GCU here, Grand Canyon University. It's a Division I school. It was a Christian school. And I joined the university dance team because I just can't stay away from dancing. And
so what y'all did? Christian dances?
No.
They did very basic dances and very simple dances until I got there. When I got there,
you changed it.
And I was like I was the chocolate one. It was me. You know, most dance teams professionally got that one black chick. She like the token chick. That was me. We had a light-skinned girl my second year there. But my first year at my university, all white girls, one Asian, and then me. I was a black chick. And by the end of that first year, they were like, hey, Kia, you want to choreograph something? Because I just think we need something a little more spicy. And I was like, spicy? I was like, yes, we do. So I'll never forget. At my university, I choreographed this Mission Impossible routine. And we had to wear all black. And we wore gloves. And we just like walked out onto the basketball court at halftime and just stood there. And everybody was like, what the hell are they about to do? We killed it. And everybody was like, who choreographed that? That was so good. And I was like, I was like, right here. Thank you. And then that made more black girls want to be on the dance team. And by the time I left my university, it was like 4 black chicks on the university dance team. So they kind of opened they broadened their horizons, you know, because it was the South, South Carolina. So it was a lot of, you know, stigma with, you know, can black girls, and it was a jazz dance team. Now, remember, I didn't take jazz, but I was like, I think I can do that. They don't have a hip-hop dance team at my university, so, and I wasn't on any sororities or anything, so I was like, how am I going to get my dance and my wiggles out? So I was like, this is all we got is cheer, and I was a cheerleader, but I didn't want to do cheer no more. I said, they got cheer in this university dance team, the Southern Stars. I was like, I guess that's my only outlet. So when I auditioned, I made it. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Can I cuss? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you
okay, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was in this audition like, what plie and what Shanae turn? What the hell is a Shanae turn? But I just saw them do it. I'm like, all right, I got that. So I just kind of picked it up, auditioned. They picked me. And then I just kind of eventually just like learned how to dance jazz as I was on the team. And like by the end of that first year, I had jazz like that. So I was like, oh, I got this jazz thing. So it became like a fun, different challenge for me while I was there.
That's dope. Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
So, were you going?
No, go ahead. No, go. I was going to say, so you've accomplished a lot. You've experienced a lot. What are your future plans?
Well.
Or goals?
Well, I feel like I have done a lot when it comes to the dance world. I've danced backup for rappers, R&B singers, quite a few of them local, some worldwide. And then the whole dance team side, I've done that too. I have little kid dance teams. I had an adult dance team. This whole, I do Janet Jackson impersonation shows. This has kind of been the latest, like, new kind of avenue for me. Because then there's dance teams, and then there's dance teams at schools, and then there's dance teams that compete. And so doing dance teams that compete was like a new thing for me. But then I was like, well, how can I take it to the next level? The next level was like music videos. The very first music video I was ever in, I was 15 years old. And the only reason why I got to do it is because I was a good dancer. They had no idea how old I was.
Right.
And I had to have my big sister there with me as a guardian so that I could be on set for the music video. But once I got a taste of that, I was like, oh, I like being a backup dancer. This is fun. So I did the whole backup dancing thing and danced backup for lots of different artists. One of my favorite artists I've ever danced backup for was E40.
Oh, Lord, what the hell was he slaying? 40?
He's just fun. He was just like a really good personality, and he's just really fun to work with. And he's like, kid, whatever you want to do, choreograph something, I got you. I'm like, cool. So dancing with him on stage is always really fun. And so I've got to dance with a couple of different artists and perform at award shows. And there's a lot that I have accomplished locally and, across the country. So I'm like, well, what's going to be the next thing? My girls Toya that I mentioned earlier, she does Sierra impersonations. Mm-hmm. So I started off like, after I had my second son, I said, babe, I want to get back in dance. I miss it so much. Because having two babies back to back, I wasn't dancing, doing nothing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I miss dance too much. I got to get back into it. And then my homeboy called me and was like, hey, kid, there's an impersonation show coming up. They're looking for dancers. You should go audition for it. I'm like, I feel chunky. I just had my second baby. Like, I'm not in shape. But I was like, I'll go anyway. So I went to this audition. They liked me. I went ahead and joined this impersonation show. Oh. It was called American Icons Live. They had an Usher impersonator, Michael Jackson impersonator. Mm-hmm. They had a Sierra impersonator, Britney Spears impersonator, and a Lady Gaga impersonator. Oh. Mm-hmm. And so when I auditioned, they were like, oh, you're going to dance back up for all of these impersonators. You don't get to just pick which one you want. Wow. So you had to learn Lady Gaga choreography, which is kind of contemporary weird. Right, yeah. You had to learn Britney Spears. It is. It's contemporary and weird. It's like, ooh, you got to fiddle your fingers and then run to the right. It's like, you got spirit fingers. Right. It's like, all right, whatever. And so you had to learn Lady Gaga choreography, and you had to learn Usher choreography, which is like real smooth. Mm-hmm. And just like a lot of, Yeah. And then you had to learn Michael Jackson choreography, which was like, and the Michael Jackson choreographer was the bomb. He was so good. Oh, my God. And then you had to learn Britney Spears, which is like all sexy and kind of jazzy. Then you had to learn Sierra choreography, which is all hip-hop down, don't stop, get it. And so it's like, I was like, ooh, this is like a good challenge because you have to learn all these different styles of dance and be able to dance back up for each one of these impersonators. So as I was going through that process, people were like, hey, you know who you kind of look like? I'm like, yeah, I know who I kind of look like. They're like, we need a Janet. You should do it. I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, I just had a couple of babies. My midsection is not looking right. And Janet, she always showing, like, stomach and stuff. So I was like, I can't. If I'm going to do Janet, I'm going to have to come correct. So I was like, I put that off. But people just kept bringing it up. And then eventually I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to do it now. So about 2 years later, I decided I'm going to go for it. And that was kind of like my next adventure in dance was like impersonation shows. I'm like, can I sing and dance at the same time? I've always just danced, but now I got to add singing. Right. And now I got to add like interacting with dancers. I'm not the backup dancer. I'm in the front. Right. So that was like a whole new thing, studying videos. But I grew up watching Janet anyway. I was like obsessed with her.
So it wasn't hard. At all.
Girl, I was obsessed.
Probably knew all the moves.
I knew all the moves already. I was, back in the day, MTV, you gotta watch it, learn it, and when they come back on, you don't never see it again. So I was like, I picked up all the choreography growing up.
We didn't have MTV, we had the box.
Okay, the box.
Remember the box?
I do remember the box. Oh, damn.
No, my brother, you gonna get your own.
I got a great new album in the mail today. Just listen to it. Let me borrow. No, my brother, you gotta get your own.
Yes. Yeah, so I learned all the Janet choreography ahead of time. So when it was time, I really did.
You had already knew it.
Yeah, because growing up, I really was obsessed with Michael Jackson.
Well, you were dancing in front of the oven.
And then I was dancing in front of the TV. Like when the video come on, I would be like in the back room and I would hear a Janet song on MTV and I'm like, ah! And I would like push everybody in my house out the way. And I'm like, ah! Because you don't know when the hell this video gonna come on again. So I would be like in the TV like, and I'll be getting it, and then I'll be like, oh, video's over. Okay, I think I got that last 4 counts. So when it was time for me to, like, actually do Janet, I was like, I know this shit. I know it.
Because, what is your name? Spicy T said she stay ready because she ain't got to
get ready.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought maybe this might pay off one day, knowing all this Janet choreography. She might want a Janet backup dancer. And I'll be like, I already get all this, just jump in there. But yeah,
I'm so done.
Yeah, so I learned all the choreography ahead of time. It was just refreshing my memory. And I was like, I got to pick the songs I like. I did. I had to refresh it. I was like, well, what the hell songs I'm going to do? You know how many songs that woman has? Janet Jackson. I was like, As far as female impersonators, I think she's probably like one of the harder ones to do.
But you had it.
But I was like, I think I can do it. I don't know. I'm going to try. And I decided to try. And it turned out pretty successful. And I was like, okay. And I just kind of do it on occasion now when people ask me to. I do private parties. I do birthday parties. I do Arizona State Fair. I do Pride Festival because the gay men.
Yeah, they love it.
The gay men, honey, they love Janet. Oh, my God. So I just kind of do Janet now. It was like a project. Can I do this? Can I actually do it? Can I pull it off? Will I be successful? Audition dancers. A lot of dancers showed up to audition for me, and then I picked the best ones. And the crazy thing is, when I auditioned dancers, I was like, oh, I like her, and I like her. And I got to be on the other side of, like, picking a dancer. And that was fun. And then once I picked the dancers that I thought would look good when I put together my first Janet show, one of the dancers was, like, a girl named Dominique Sparks. And I was like, Sparks?
She was related to you.
Girl, was my baby cousin that I hadn't, like, seen it since she was, like, 1 or 2 years old. And I was like, what? So one of my backup dancers was my baby cousin. Yeah, my cousin Johnny's daughter.
Johnny Sparks. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Me and Johnny was around the same age.
Oh, really? Yeah. So, I did that. So I did that, and the first time I did my Janet show, I was nervous, but people liked it. And then I did another one, and people liked it. And I did another one, and people liked it. And I was like,
just kept it moving.
So I don't do as many as people want me to do. I can be a little selective. Some people, they pay, and some people don't have a budget, but it's like maybe for the youth or something. So I'm like, okay, I'll go for it. And so I just kind of do it when people ask me to now. But I have a show coming up in December.
Okay, where is it?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, what's your favorite Janet Jackson song
to perform?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you the same.
We do got a stage. We got a stage right here. Private and public.
Oh, wow. He I like Janet too.
The husband is talking.
You shut up over there.
Husband, what is your favorite Janet Jackson?
He don't have a favorite Janet Jackson song.
I don't know the name of the song, but she does.
Okay, so thank you for asking that, because that's like a really hard question for me. But once I did my first impersonation show, I realized the song that gave me the most joy performing it was "That's the Way Love Goes." That's the way love goes.
That's just a vibe.
Because the vibe was just like.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that one up.
That's the one with Jennifer Lopez came.
Yeah, Jennifer Lopez was a backup dancer with the little bun in the video.
I love that song.
Yeah, that's when she had like the black little crop top with the little bones in it, like that crossed each other, and like the little belly out and the butt. Yeah. So that's a
natural song.
Yes, and so when I'm on stage performing that, I can take a second and look into the audience, and I see people like, singing along, and I just be like, that's the. So I sing with them, and I just it just makes me happy. Yeah. Because I just get to groove. Every other song is like,
right. I would answer that for you.
What song do I dislike?
Oh gosh, I got to do this dance.
Okay, I don't dislike any Janet songs, but I would think the most challenging one, ooh, Lord, is two. If is very challenging. There's a lot of words in if, and I didn't realize how many words was in it, so I have to study it. But there's a lot of words in if, and the choreography is really, really fast, and then the breakdown, that's... So the choreography is really, really hard, and then the words it was like, dang, it's a lot of words in the song. And then the other one is the last one she kind of came out with was called Burn It Up. I don't know if you've ever heard Burn It Up, but she came out with that song in 2015, 2016. And Burn It Up, the choreography is just insane, and there's a lot of words in that. So
that was like her comeback.
That was like kind of her comeback. Yeah. She had that song with J. Cole, No Sleep. And that was kind of like her comeback. And right after No Sleep was Burn It Up, and that was the more upbeat one. And Burn It Up is like my favorite, but the choreography is hard. Yeah. So... that's kind of like I was saying.
So you have to mimic her dance moves.
Oh yeah. I'm not up there being Kia. I can't. That's not how to work. So I have to be Janet. So I literally studied hours of her video footage to watch her mannerisms, like things that she does when she's walking across the stage, when she's interacting with her dancers, how often she touches her hair. and flips it, or just like how she points and then grooves.
So you have to like literally be her.
Yeah, like how many times she snaps when she's just like in her little vibe, and I like, oh, okay, she likes to do like this little cha-cha thing, and I like had like a little notebook.
That is her little.
This little cha-cha
She
thing.
like that little shoulder
She has that little, she has that little leg shaky thing. Leg shaky.
shoulder dance too. You like to do.
I'm so done with you.
Yeah, so I had to study her, but yeah, I kind of picked it up pretty naturally. It was just already there, so I was just lucky in that sense.
Have you been to a Janet show? Too many?
I've only been to 2.
Okay.
I've been to 2 Janet shows, and the very first Janet show I ever went to was the Unbreakable tour, and I think that was in 2016. And a radio station contacted me and was like, "Hey, we heard you're a Janet impersonator. My girl who does there's another girl I work with. She does Pink impersonations. The girl who does Pink was like, "Hey kid, Janet's coming to Phoenix. I work with the radio station all the time. They want a Janet impersonator to greet people out front. Can you like do like a red carpet thing and meet and greet fans as they go into the Janet concert and take pictures with people?" And I'm like, "What? Are you for real?" She's like, "Yeah." So the radio station called me, and my husband, I think it was my birthday or Christmas. Oh, anniversary. That was my anniversary gift. He got me a VIP like ticket in the suite and to my first Janet concert. And so I was like, girl, I was crying. But then I was like,
you
well,
feel
I already...
like you owed him something.
Yes. I was like, he getting me VIP tickets to the Janet.
You paid for food the first time. That was the payback.
Yeah, I'm like, I bought that food, so he gonna give me this ticket. But I was like, oh yeah, he gonna get it later. He gonna get all the special treats. The red light specials everywhere.
You bought that food. He said we go together.
Yes, girl, we go together.
I am so.
But yeah, that was my first Janet concert, and all I did was cry. But you know what was so special is because when you're an impersonator, you really have to respect the person you're impersonating. You have to actually really care and want to, So when I'm meeting these Janet fans, some of them thought I really was Janet and lost their damn minds. It was like, oh my God, Janet, I love you. I've been loving you forever. Crying. And I'm like, I'm just an impersonator. I'm not her. Like, look at me. I don't really look exactly like her. Like, come on now. I'm close, but I don't look exactly like her. So chill out. But, you know, my outfit and the way I do my makeup, it, like, helps me look more like her. So taking pictures with people, it just was, like, I felt honored. But, yeah, the first time I saw Janet in concert, all I did was cry. And then I was, like, doing the choreography.
Did you get to meet her yet or no?
No. I have not got to meet her yet because the second time I went to her concert was the State of the World tour, which is the tour she's doing right now.
Is that after the baby? That's after the baby.
That was before baby. That was the tour she started and it had to stop because she got pregnant. So I got to see. She stopped right after she came to Phoenix. So the same radio station called me, and was like, "Hey, can you do the red carpet again?" I was like, "Sure." So I did the red carpet again. Got really great tickets. The reason I didn't get to do a meet and greet is because they said there was a bomb threat. And so they didn't want to risk it, and they had dogs surveilling Talking Stick Arena, and I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, they're not doing a meet and greet."
Seth was with her at that concert.
So I didn't get to meet her yet.
The one we interviewed. Oh, he had pictures with her.
Oh yeah, I haven't met her yet. Hopefully I'd get to, but I got to meet I got to meet some of her backup dancers, and I got to meet her head choreographer and creative director. But I haven't got to meet Janet yet. That is on my bucket list.
Well, you're getting pretty close.
I gotta
one more concert.
One more concert. Hopefully there's no bomb threats where they don't feel safe to. But I feel like if there wasn't a bomb threat, she definitely would have done meet and greets because she usually does. And because I was with the radio station, they already had backstage passes.
So
I would have gotten to meet her that last time she was here in Phoenix. So I was like really, really bummed.
Would you think you lost your mind?
You would.
Part of me feels like I just would have been standing there and just like, hi, Janet, you're here, and I just wanted to touch her skin and make sure she's real. Then the other part of me feels like I probably just would have screamed and fell on the floor and passed out and just like missed out on the whole damn opportunity. Yes, I'm like.
I got one quick question about that.
Yes.
How did they think you were Janet? You don't sound like her when you talk. Their voice is like.
Yeah, her voice is so soft and tiny. Yeah, no. I know,
you have
right?
to talk like her on stage.
That's what I was gonna ask.
I do try to.
So tell me, like,
it's
you can't
really
just do
hard.
it for us. Just look, because they talk like babies to me.
It's so hard because my tone is naturally kind of rich and thick, so
and raspy more.
Yeah, it's raspy, so it's really hard. But okay,
Get into your energy.
okay, hold on. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. I really appreciate you being here. I love you all so much. I can't do. She has the softest tone. It's so hard to emulate.
It's like so little.
It's so hard to emulate. That's why I try not to perform.
You have to save it, huh?
Girl, it's hard. That's like a strain on me to try to be that soft and calm.
Thank you, everybody.
See, that just sounds squeaky. See, it's almost like a whisper. I have to whisper. But see, this just sounds like a phone sex operator.
Say it again.
Wait. Do it again.
Do it again.
And the next song. I love you all. Yes. And the next song I'm going to
like
perform
Michael
for
Jackson.
you.
I really do.
Is that something close? Yeah, if you think whisper, you might get close. But it's like whisper with a bit, like a helium.
And a lot of
You know what? I cannot do this with you.
It is. It's like whispering with helium. Try it. Suck on some helium and then try to whisper.
That might not be her real voice.
No, it
Because she
is.
said pause. When you're pausing, you're trying to hold it.
No.
You can't tell me
She's-
y'all walk around the house whispering like that.
No. If you think about it, think about LaToya Jackson, Michael Jackson, Janet. They all have had this like, and yes,
But,
so.
and this is a joke. This is a joke. But remember they say that daddy was me. Maybe they all had to whisper around the house.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe he was like, who loud up in that motherfucking living room? Y'all better shut down. Y'all better shut down. And they be like, right.
Y'all can sing.
Janet, go get the remote.
They probably have
We
talked
gotta
like
turn
that
the
so they can
channel.
preserve their voice.
That too, because
Always had to sing and
yeah,
always
you wrap
sing.
towels around
So
your
they had
throat to
reserve
keep the
their
vocal cords.
It's a learned
Behavior.
behavior.
But yeah, I can't do it, honey.
I can't talk loud.
Okay, everyone out there, try a Janet voice. Just take a second.
Everybody try to
Just breathe. Wait, you said hello? 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 Yeah, Medea. That's as soft as you can go. Try again.
No, but she has a very deep, raspy voice.
Oh, God.
She's putting her voice.
You so modelly.
That sounded awful. But I appreciate your effort. I can't even do it.
No, but the
I'm
thing
close.
is that
but-
your voice is very deep and raspy. For you to bring it down, how did you bring it that low?
Yeah, because she did.
Did you think Joe Jackson was in the room?
Yes, I had to envision Joe Jackson
behind you.
standing behind me like, you better get it. You better get that voice right. I'm like, okay, I think I got it.
Wait, this one talking about she had this. You know what? I forgot we was recording.
Can we all go around the table? Tracy, try out Jackson family voice.
Oh God. So wait, let's
Be LaToya. You be LaToya.
Yeah, no, wait. Let's picture. Let's all talk to each other like that. But we have to picture Joe Jackson behind it.
That's
and then, is that how we're gonna end before she does that thing? So what are we gonna talk about? What are we talking about? Just anything, but like
What's the mouse name?
What mouse?
Ben.
No, let's talk about a family vacation.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you start. I need
vacation.
you to start, and then we'll all do it, and then we'll all just picture Joe.
So one on my personal family vacation?
No, like
Or
a
just-
Jackson.
Oh, a Jackson
We're all
family.
Jacksons.
Okay, we're on a family
Vacation.
Okay.
And we got to picture Joe back here.
Okay.
You talk to me though, and then I talk to her.
Toya, are you ready to go? Have you packed all your clothes?
I can't do it.
Make sure you get your sandals because we're going to the beach. Toya, are you there?
I'm here. I'm so.
so scared. I have my sandals. Janet. Janet, get your swimsuit.
Go ahead, Rebe.
I better not be Tito now.
Rebe, what
So
are you...
she Rebe?
She's Rebe. She's Rebe. Rebe, what are you gonna pack for the trip to the beach this weekend?
I can't even.
You better try it. Joe's looking.
Joseph.
Oh, sorry, Joseph. Joseph looking. Go. Read.
Oh my God. It took you 5 minutes. Hold on.
Act like you're a ninja creeping through a house and you have something to say. Your bikini. Okay. Okay, I think we're out of sisters. So.
I'm gonna be the mom because I'm not being.
Okay. Michael, can we have Michael? Michael, where are you? Michael.
Tito. I know you're not smoking. Joseph's gonna get you. Tito, Joseph's gonna get you. Are you smoking, Tito?
I want to be Jermaine.
Pack your bags.
Yeah, we're going to the beach. It's gonna be so fun.
It's time to go. Joseph is coming.
We have to be done in like 5 minutes packing.
Yes.
You got the black stuff for your hair.
Wait. Yes, I want to look like an arch from Arabic type of shape thing.
Is that your black paint?
Is it plastic?
I'm not gonna get in the water.
Are you not getting in the water because you're black?
No, my hair.
It's a black thing, right?
No, my hair. I spray my hairline.
But we have jerry curls and perms.
No.
It'll be fine.
Oh, when we were little. Oh, so we're back to little. I have hair.
Okay, Mama Catherine. Catherine, we're ready. Our bags are packed. We're ready. We're.
Just go ahead and get in the car, load up.
You sound. Oh my, my stomach hurts.
Is her voice as soft as the rest of theirs?
Sometimes.
Sometimes not.
Catherine is pretty soft. Yes.
Okay.
Just like this.
Yes. Like you gotta tell secret. Yeah.
What she said?
Jermaine, leave that girl alone.
Okay. So we're just gonna put our bags in the station wagon. We're gonna get to going. Joseph.
Here go Joe. Y'all make sure y'all get those guitars in that car.
Get your afro pics.
Quit talking.
We gotta wrap it up. Oh my God, that was a good one. That was a good one. You are awesome.
Thank you.
You are awesome. Oh,
Thank you so much. Thank you
Brought
guys
out
for
the
having me.
Jackson in us.
Yes, it's enough of us. It was the 5 of us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God, Jesus. We need to do that when we do our live.
That would be hilarious. Oh my gosh. All right.
And
So
when we do it live, people.
first, before we end off, do you have any shout outs that you want to give? Then on top of that, you want to shout out your social media?
Yes, I'll shout out my social media. On Facebook, it's just my first and last name, Nikkia Wahl. NIKKIAWAHL. On Instagram, I am NW Baby J. Baby J meaning Baby Janet Jackson. That was my shout out to her. So NW Baby J on Instagram. I would like to shout out the Sitting Pretty ladies. Thank you all for having me here. I've enjoyed myself a lot.
So much fun.
I would like to shout out my mom, my dad, my brothers, my sister, my husband, my sons, Jalen, Ideas, and Deverick. I would like to shout out my dance team, the dance company. I like to shout out all my dancers who have ever danced backup for me in a Janet Jackson in a Janet Jackson show. Michael, Sammy. I'm gonna go with Shanice. I'm trying to think of all of them now, right? Sorry. Zazie, Toya. I want to shout out Sarah. I want to shout out Dominique. I want to shout out Dizzy. And I want to shout out, there's one more, Ronnie. All my dancers who ever danced back up for me, put in hard work for shows. I appreciate you all.
Awesome. Oh my God. I had so much fun.
The most we've ever laughed.
I think so. I think
really?
So.
Yeah.
You probably don't.
You brought us out of our comfort zone.
Oh, I did
Acting
that.
out the Jacksons.
I did that for you.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so the next time I do a Janet show, you have to come.
We.
You gotta come. I want you all in the front row.
All of your brothers and sisters.
And when
Mama.
when I do That's the Way Love Goes, y'all gotta sing with me. Yes, y'all gonna have to sing with me. I really would like you guys to come to one of my shows.
We always support everybody.
And I think you'll see what I do.
We might start off with you for season 2 because we actually had a year. Next week? August the 1st.
And you know what? Honestly, this was my dancing side. I have a whole other side of me that's that's athletic fitness and sports related. So I have a whole other side to me. So we can get to that next time, maybe.
Oh my Lord!
Yes, because sports is big in my family, so we can talk about that too if you want to.
You got my hair hurting.
Sorry.
Right across here. Oh my God! I never laughed that damn hard. It's been a long time. I got to use the bathroom.
Thank you so much once again.
Yes.
For coming out tonight.
My pleasure.
Spending time with us.
Yes.
Giving us your story and making us laugh.
Yeah. I'll come back anytime you guys want me to.
Yes.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
You still gotta do the Janet Jacksons. You gotta do part C.
We could do the Jacksons grown up. I think we were young in that scene. We were young going to the beach.
Well, you were transitioning.
Yeah, I think you were in the teenage years, but the rest of us were young still.
We were thinking about your hair.
No, she was transitioning to plastic, from hair to plastic.
Yeah, so we can grow up next time. Sure.
Y'all ready to sign?
Yes, we
start
are.
with you, Nikkia.
Once again, this is your girl, Nikkia Wahl. I'm a desert flower born and raised right here in AZ. Desert flowers are very rare. I just wanted to make sure I consider someone who's born and raised in Phoenix. If you're a female, you're a desert flower, honey. Because you are rare and you are beautiful.
And you got so much personality, too.
And so, I just want to say thank you again. And it's been my pleasure being here.
Thank you.
Oh, my God. I can't even sound out good.
It's Kimmy, we out.
If you whisper.
It's T to the E, we out.
It's spicy tea, we out.
Ain't nobody gonna hear that at all.
Peace. Like y'all weak ass little thotties. Gotta call your sugar daddy just to buy an entree. But please don't get it twisted. Come try me and you might get your wig lifted. My daddy taught me well, so I don't with the snitches. Nah. Just know I'm bougie and you gotta what? Deal with it. Bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang, bougie gang. Got 2 necklaces from Tiffany's. My ice 10 times, your nose ring. You better back off before you get got. I'ma knock you with my rose gold wristwatch. Y'all think this is a game, but I'm spitting facts. My middle name bougie, so you know it's rap.